Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins had leads of 1-0 and 2-1 in Montreal last night, but couldn't finish the Canadiens off, and they wound up losing in overtime for a second straight night, 3-2. Cole Caulfield won it with 24 seconds left in OT after Pavel Zacha missed on a breakaway chance. Zacha did score both Bruins goals in the loss. They're back home to play Winnipeg tomorrow night. As for the Celtics, they had last night off. They wrap up their homestand against Golden State this evening. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 7 and the tip-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Al Horford is not expected to play for the visitors thanks to a strained calf. Steph Curry is also out. In first four play last night, Texas beat NC State 68-66. Howard beat UMBC 86-83. They'll play top-seeded Michigan next. In Miami last night, Eugenio Suarez's RBI double off Red Sox reliever Garrett Whitlock in the top of the ninth inning snapped a 2-2 tie. They handed Venezuela their first ever WBC championship 3-2 over the U.S. Red Sox won an exhibition game yesterday, 4-3 from Atlanta. They'll pitch Connolly early in Tampa today against the Yankees. He's scheduled to face Garrett Cole, who is making his first start off Tommy John surgery. Sox also yesterday signed free agent reliever Tommy Kahnle to a minor league contract. And Miami traded wide receiver Jalen Waddle and a fourth-round draft pick to Denver for first, third, and fourth-round draft picks. Sports Hub headlines are powered by Joyce Cooling and Heating in Nashua, now offering plumbing and electrical services. Now Joyce can tackle all your home projects. Beat the spring rush and schedule at joycecool.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Diving effort.
But he's got a breakaway. To the backhand.
Throws it in.
Draw coming to the slot.
The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
You might hate me, but you're listening.
and Hardy
Don't bother me. I'm at the Pickle Palace.
on 98.5.
I know what I'm capable of.
He said something about peanut butter, right?
Yeah. Boning, baby. Make America nut again.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Let's talk about cheese.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I was at dinner with my wife and a friend.
Kitty, kitty, pussy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Flap, flap, flap.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Toucher and Hardy
Good luck trying to put your finger in it when there's a million holes.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Hey! ha, 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 ha. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. So that will be very fun as we do that. I'm supposed to go out to breakfast today with Bob Bronson.
No, you were supposed to go out to breakfast with Bob Bronson last week.
Yeah, what happened? You had to reschedule?
I forgot that we were doing it.
Oh.
Bob standing in the hallway. Hardy, where's Fred? Fred left, Bob. What? We were supposed to go out and cabaret. We're going to enjoy a meal of food together. I guess he forgot about you, Bob. He left.
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing.
And then Bob stares at his shoes and slowly ambles out the door.
Wait, he actually left?
Yeah.
Yeah, I left.
I called Fred. I'm like, hey, Bronson is down there kicking at the hole in the carpet, just wanting to know why you hate him. Maybe you should call him.
No, I didn't call him.
Yes, you did.
No, he called me. He told me he was going to call me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't call him.
Yeah. That's a
I didn't.
power move. Playing hard to get.
No, playing, don't want to deal with it. But but I will do that today.
Where are you going?
Whatever's closest to here.
So you're going to skip out on your avocado toast in the 8 o'clock hour?
Yeah, that's what I was actually just thinking because I was realizing that I'm running low on DCs. So I'm gonna have to go down there at some point, but I'm gonna have to skip out on the avocado toast this morning.
And maybe just get a little something. Get an English muffin or something.
What? And then double up with Bobby?
No,
The bronze man?
God, don't get a whole thing. Just get a little nosh,
Bobby, the bronze man who's actually bronzed.
Here, you want my Bob's Red Hill peanut butter banana and oats Bob's bar?
Now, why those? What about those? You have those every day?
These are the ones that Marcy buys. I just eat what she buys.
You don't look happy about that at all.
No, they're fine. But I don't I don't care. I really don't care about what I eat until most days I would say like dinner. I don't care. I just need like human chow now, and even like you guys eat generally. You don't eat when we get off the air, do you, Fred?
No.
Okay. John,
I'll eat when I go home, like 11:30.
Yeah, that's that, and even that meal, I don't really care. I just need something to eat. We've been up already for 7+ hours.
Many
and
hours.
I just want to eat something. So, no, I don't care.
If I don't eat at breakfast, I find I don't eat. I won't eat until dinner, and then I'll eat like a tremendous amount at dinner, and then eat after dinner. Like I'll make up for lost time.
Caveman diet.
Yeah, Liver King.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Yeah, Liver King. Pure teen.
There was a kid from Newton who was a sales guy in Las Vegas, and he was at the forefront of the caveman diet. Mark Schwartz.
Sounds like a caveman.
Yeah. But Schwartz, I mean, this is like 25 years ago, would tell me that I don't eat all day. And all he would eat all day is coffee and Red Bull. That's the only thing that he would ingest. Yeah. And then would go home and apologies to his sister, who is here in town, runs Boston Casting. Very successful woman. Her and her husband. They're lovely people.
I don't know what that is.
Big casting agency here in town. If anything being shot in Boston, commercials, movies, anything, they're going through Boston Casting. But he said, yeah, I just go home, smoke a bowl, and then eat everything. And I said, how can that be good for you? But when you added up the calories he would eat at that one meal at dinner, it was less than what the rest of us were eating when we were all eating a few times a day. So he had it figured out.
Yeah, it's amazing how much they change everything. Like, remember for a long time they were saying you should eat a bunch of small meals throughout the day. And then now they said that you should intermittently fast and all that stuff. It's all crap. It's all calorie deficit. I really do think it's all crap. That it's all calorie deficit. It's amazing in our lifetimes how much nutritional. Again, I always come back to this, and but I'll keep doing it. Every Christmas we watch The Santa Claus starring Tim Allen. Mm-hmm. And say that movie was made in 91. There is a scene where Tim Allen is turning into Santa Claus. He's very fat. So he goes into work. He has to wear a sweatsuit, which is, of course, all gray. Gray sweatshirt, gray sweatpants, all gray. So he goes in, and the idea is that everyone is ordering very healthy things. So someone gets salad with dressing on the side. But then our hero, James Caan, gets pasta with no sauce. So the idea is that the sauce is the bad part of the pasta, which I do recall from the early 90s, late 90s, because I would get bobbly pizza crust and just put sauce on it. And I would think that was very healthy. Or I would have like spaghetti with pesto. And then I remembered what I saw what the fat content of the pesto is. I thought that the pesto was the problem when it was really the spaghetti. So that was, that's 30 years ago. And 30 years ago, now you're not supposed to have any of that. Now you're only supposed to eat meat. You're supposed to have straight teen and Invectin shots. All those things.
Well, what does Marion Cabretti do with the pizza in the movie Cobra?
Oh, uses scissors to cut it into slices.
No, he's not cutting it into slices. I think he just cuts the crust off.
No. He cuts the pizza into slices. Yeah. We've been over this. We've all gone back and looked because I hadn't seen Cobra, but a lot is made of the Cobra cutting the pizza with the scissors. But the real star of that Cobra is the scene where they're on the lamb or whatever they're doing. Him and Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah.
And they stop by in front of the hotel, a knick-knack shop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like 5 minutes at this knick-knack shop. There's nothing humorous or anything that forwards the story in any way. It's just a stop at a nice knick-knack shop.
They're doing some antiquing on their way to safety and to hideout.
Is that the scene to set up the Marion joke? I learned something while you were Marion Cabrera, and so-and-so's got a big mouth.
Oh, that guy was also a corrections officer in the original Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah?
Oh. Black guy?
No. Like
his partner, Marion Cabrera's partner. You're talking about the guy who
Latino,
likes gummy bears.
Yeah.
Okay, because the only, and I've seen Bad Boys fairly recently. The only corrections officer I can think of is the black guy.
No, I think this is the guy who gets stabbed. This is the guy who S.A. Morales stabs at the end.
Oh, okay, I don't remember.
Okay, so I've got the Cobra scene pulled up. We're both wrong. What he does is, it's ponderous, to say the least. Watch this, friend.
Okay.
Cobra, he sits down at his workstation in his Newport Beach condo, right?
Yes.
Very impressive on a cop's salary.
Well, he's got a full windows from floor to ceiling windows looking out at the ocean.
Okay.
Yeah. The large computer array, terminals, keyboards, whatnot. Takes the pizza box out of the fridge. There's one slice of pizza in the box. All right. He's going to take out his scissors and he is going to cut off about a 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch triangle. It's like 2.5 inches on all sides.
Huh. That's weird.
That's it. Now, with his gloves on, he takes up that triangle with no crust attached to it or anything else and just eats that tiny triangle of pizza. It's about the size of a Dorito.
He's dieting. That's what it is.
Isn't this the movie that he turned down Beverly Hills Cop for?
Oh. I thought they liked him for Beverly Hills Cop, but he had to rewrite the entire script and make it dark, and like, no, we're not going in that direction.
I think that is true, but I think that he ended up making Cobra, instead of being in Beverly Hills Cop. Cobra. By the way, Sylvester Stallone wrote Rocky and hung in there and got it made and was this, considered this great artist at that point, because even though Rocky is very glum and boring, he, that was a best picture. Like, he was the young intellectual star of film, like auteur, right?
He was the Paul Thomas Anderson of the early 70s.
He really was. And then you fast forward 6 years and he's sitting in an all leather outfit, basically, with the whatever leather jacket down to the navel, wearing aviator shades inside, cutting pizza with scissors as if that's some sign of, I don't even know what it's supposed to be. At least in most of those movies, they're like drinking beers that were left on the side of the bed. Or
I thought he cut the crust off. He cut a bite of pizza.
It doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you just take the bite of the pizza?
Why wouldn't you just hold it by the crust and take
a bite and then throw the rest in,
and then throw whatever's left away? I mean, you're not going to cut more of that off.
And they never rectify how he has floor-to-ceiling windows with a beach view in Southern California, and then he goes outside and it's all gang. I wonder if they're acting like what do you think that is? Ventura Beach or something? Maybe that wasn't the greatest area at the time. I don't, because he comes out and then there's all the gangs at the car.
Was that before he went upstairs to cut the piece of pizza, or after?
After, because I'm almost positive that's the first scene in the movie or something, and then he goes, one of the first scenes in the movie, and then after those he goes about his day, and he goes downstairs and there's people sitting on his car, so he beats them up or shoots them.
You're a good citizen.
All right, so this is it is interesting, his career arc. All right, because he's got a bunch of uncredited extra roles and he doesn't really do much. Then he does Rocky, okay, a huge success. Then the movie, which I used to see on cable all the time, 30 years ago, Fist, the acronym. Which I never.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. All of them.
which I've never seen. I think it's about unions. I think it's like a Jimmy Hoffa type thing. All right. Paradise Alley, no idea. Then there's Rocky 2, which is also real. That's real boring.
Yeah.
Rocky 2. Nighthawks, never saw it. It's supposed to be a neo-noir action thriller.
Okay.
Escape to Victory, never saw it. Rocky 3.
Escape to Victory, is that
That's the soccer movie.
soccer one? I think.
It's Victory. That's a soccer movie with Pele and all that.
Okay, I did see that.
Yeah,
I did
Michael
not-
Caine is in that.
I've never seen it. I just know Pele was in it.
I have seen it.
Okay, I have seen it, and I remember Pele saying to Sylvester Stallone, "You don't kick well, you don't dribble well, but you are a good goalkeeper."
Yes.
That I remember.
That's really something. I wouldn't remember that.
You're a good
Ask me my mother's birthday. Not sure. That one line for that one movie I saw once, I've got it. You don't kick well. You don't dribble well.
Right.
But you are a good goalkeeper.
This guy is...
Rocky, okay, skip to Rocky 3, then First Blood, which if you the first Rambo is kind of interesting. It's ridiculous by the end of it, but it's not a bad story.
Dennehy plays a good bad guy in that.
Dennehy plays a good bad guy, and it's not completely ridiculous until you get to Rambo First Blood Part 2.
You have to remember also, Rambo shifted the culture. Rambo became part of the zeitgeist.
Hey.
But think of how much that became a thing. That became a lexicon.
Type of movie like Rocky for boxing. Yes.
Well, no, but Rambo became the way people were described or things were described. That was like a real watershed for him.
But after, you've got Rocky, I have no idea about Nighthawks or that. Victory, I guess, is probably a decent movie. I mean, Michael Caine is in it, and it's all right. Once he makes, and after that first Rambo movie, it is straight crap for 20 years. Rhinestone, Rocky 4. I love Rocky 4. I know, but it's crap.
Right.
It's total crap. Tango and Cash, Rocky 5, unwatchable. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Cliffhanger, Demolition Man.
Lockup wasn't bad. And by the way, how about this? You know the movie he made after Cobra, Fred? The movie right after Cobra was the arm wrestling movie, Over the Top.
Which should be studied for how it even got made.
Amazing movie.
We need...
It really is fascinating.
Yeah. We need Rocky, but we just need something besides boxing.
We need arm wrestling.
That might be the movie.
Oh, to play?
Was that the pitch? Logier's in Over the Top, looking as orange as ever.
I can shoot it out there.
Okay. He didn't make it. He doesn't really appear in or be involved with, I don't think, a good movie until Copland, which I love. And is a legitimately good movie, I think.
All right, Paul is on the phone with some information. Paul, go ahead.
I think the Cobra script was his version of Beverly Hills Cop. And Hardy, wait a minute, you've never seen Nighthawks?
No.
Oh, great movie. Rutger Hauer, always a great bad guy.
Okay. All right, I'll look at it.
So
Hey,
Cobra
what do you mean
was...
Cliffhanger's crap. Cliffhanger brought
I
him
liked
back.
Cliffhanger. I saw Cliffhanger in the theater. I actually liked Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger brought him back. He was down and out, and that movie brought him back.
Is it good?
I didn't mind it.
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is.
All right.
It's in all the movies you just named, including the Rocky films.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger's better than those movies.
Okay, but not.
And Tango and Cash, come on, man, that's a great movie.
No,
that wasn't good at all. Lockup, I will still stand by. Lockup being good. Dennis, what was it? Donald Sutherland.
I wear glasses.
I wear to Russell and I would only do these characters if we got to do a role reversal.
I would wear glasses. I'm a fastidious.
This is our birdcage moment. It's like it's like Williams and Lane. They'd only take the roles that they could flip what they
Well,
wanted.
we were horny guys in prison. It was our birdcage moment. We had to get into the role. There's no women around. We got to bang each other.
What is Sylvester Stallone played Harvey Fierstein as Sylvester Stallone?
What is it?
Their voices are kind of similar.
I've been in, the Vietnam War was so tough. Now I'm just out in the woods. Leave me alone. Why can't you just let me be?
Adrian.
I got this big buck knife.
Adrian, where's your hat? Thank God you lost it. It wasn't working, sweetheart.
Oh, Apollo. Where's the beach? What are we going to race? Hello, I won. Hooray. Let's go frolic in the waters. At two, Paulie.
And here's
I bought you something. It's a robot.
Here's a little bit of advice. Do not bother with Tulsa King. Started that on a plane.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about Tulsa King.
Yeah, don't worry about me watching that.
Not good.
but don't watch it.
Nope.
Another Taylor Sheridan.
They keep
vehicle.
making seasons of it, too. They're still going.
Yeah.
I, like you, on the plane, took a look at it, watched the first episode, and made it halfway through the second episode. This is not good. This is not good at all.
LBF and I got into it like a really angry conversation. We were on the same side about Taylor Sheridan the other day because the guy's capable of making really good stuff. But then some of the stuff he's involved with either as a writer or executive producer, it's like this is beyond crap. It's laughably bad. But then he makes really good stuff, too. The Hell or High Water, I told you to watch that, and you liked it, didn't you, Fred?
Yes, I did like Hell or High Water. I did like it. All right. Interesting night in sports. I watched a lot. I stayed up late because I was enjoying, real heel turn by Bryce Harper.
We were talking about that before the show.
And then it all got shoved in his face. I couldn't have been more happy. I honestly, to be honest, and not in a cool way, I just don't really care about who wins. I think I always wanted the U.S. boxers to win, and I really liked the first Dream Team. I thought it was kind of cool how they killed everyone, and that whole idea was like neat.
And everybody enjoyed being killed by them?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like so cool that they were all playing together. But I'm not usually like a big, I blindly root for the USA or care. I shouldn't say root, just are particularly invested. This is the first time I can remember actively rooting against the United States in something, because I couldn't be happier between what Justice said before the game about how it was a better atmosphere than the World Series. And then you're like, well, Freddie Freeman walked off game one with a grand slam. It just is ponderous that they wanted to build this thing up into something that it wasn't. It's a low-key exhibition where your crowd in the United States wasn't even a home crowd. It means forget it. We'll get into it but we'll get into it in a moment. We'll be right back.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sport.
Did you catch a game last night?
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what happened last evening?
It's the World Baseball Classic. Venezuela taking on the United States in the championship contest. Let's jump right to the third inning here. No score.
2-2. Garcia drives the ball to left center field. Buxton in the run will get there. But one pitch after the wild pitch, Venezuela strikes first.
Indeed they did. They would take a 1-0 lead, hold on to that lead, and then we'll go to the fifth. Oh, a familiar name here.
Here's a drive to center field off of the bat of Abreu. Wilyer Abreu hits it out. And it's 2-0 Venezuela. Abreu, more known for his gloves so far in the major leagues. Underrated as a hitter.
Yeah.
How come he's not playing for America? Plays for America's team.
Can't help you. Don't know. Don't know.
The Venezuelan, Wilyer Abreu, homers to center, 414 feet to give Venezuela a 2-0 lead, which they would hold on to until the 8th inning. 2 outs. Things looking grim for the U.S. Mr. Harper.
Harper sends a fly ball to deep center field. Better late than never. Bryce Harper has tied the championship.
After the batter before him took first base on 4 straight balls, so Harper said, "Oh, this guy's spiraling. I'm going to get to him here."
Yeah, you know, Bryce Harper is as American gets. I don't know if you caught the home run trot.
Yes.
Well, first of all, he pimped it like there's no business, but everyone was kind of pimping everything. And then he salutes coming when he rounds 30 salutes, and then he starts pointing to the USA patch. Again, I have to explain myself. This is a pitch limit exhibition where guys have to go back to spring training because they have real jobs. This is an exhibition of all exhibitions. What, in my opinion, is that the U.S. team wanted credit for playing, and they wanted to manufacture this idea. I mean, they brought up the troops 10,000 times, which I found insulting. They acted like it was some kind of nationalistic patriot flag waving affair when it's just, guys worth hundreds of millions of dollars skipping out on spring training for a week to go play in a tournament. It means so much more to these much smaller countries than it does to anyone else. And what I believe that they did that for deep down, and you look at how they partied. When they beat Great Britain, they didn't even know. DeRosa didn't even know that they needed to beat Italy to ensure themselves to be the opportunity to move on. Apparently, he joked, but was telling the truth about them partying into the night because they were so satisfied with themselves for beating Great Britain, which, congratulations. I think they were drumming all this up and making this into a big deal. So if they did win, which they assumed they would, that it would be like when the United States won the hockey gold medals. And that's preposterous. That it's nonsense. This is Little League rules, essentially, this tournament.
Did you see they all wore USA hockey uniforms to the ballpark?
Congratulations. Yeah. I mean, we're all supposed to care about everything that has a flag on it. Like, this is nonsense.
Well, you're also supposed to somehow equate what the U.S. did, in which, look, they're not the underdogs that they used to be, but still, you put a U.S. hockey team against a Canadian hockey team. Who do you like?
Canada.
Right. When you put up a baseball team comprised, all the teams comprised mostly of major leaguers, when your country has 75% of the major leaguers, right? 75% of them are Americans, and you're going up against a team who's how many major leaguers are Venezuelan? I looked up this morning, about 5%.
Yeah.
About 5%.
Yeah, the U.S. should win every game they play by at least 5 runs.
Unless they play Japan because of Japan's pitching.
Fair enough.
But yes, the United States should be.
They're not
Japan's
underdogs.
No. Regardless, it's a made-for-TV exhibition. The Olympics is the Olympics. The Olympics has been around, not the Winter Olympics, but the concept of the Olympics has been around since Roman times, where they have orgies. And orgies aren't so fun if no one wants to do it with you. But but the Olympics is a completely different thing. That is manipulated to make you feel like you should root for your country.
Sweet berry wine.
This is a made-for-TV thing with professional athletes, made for professional athletes. It's ridiculous. Now, I get if you're from Venezuela for it to mean something to you because you're a very small country. And, again, you don't have you can't just choose any major leaguer and toss them on the team. Dave, and I was telling you that Judge before the game said the atmosphere for the World Baseball Classic was better than any atmosphere he's ever been in, which is ludicrous. First of all, that game's in Miami where they can't get 2 people to go to a game. It was all Venezuela fans except for Pat McAfee, who John tells me had a wife beater USA shirt on because, of course.
Yeah.
Because he's a fun guy. But, of course, it means something to Venezuela. I mean, they're the underdog. This is, like, sort of, in their minds, legitimizes baseball in their country. I'm very, very happy the United States didn't win.
There were times during the tournament, and I've told you this, that I found interesting, like Paul Skeens going up against the Dominican Republic, who had the best lineup out of anybody in this tournament. That was fun because I was curious to see best on best. But overall, who cares if you beat Great Britain? Who cares if you beat any of these countries?
No, but
baseball? Oh, I care about that.
Well, in Italy is a bunch of guys from New Jersey. I mean, Italy's not even any. Right. No one's from Italy on the Italian team.
At least last night, that lineup was entirely composed of people who were born in Venezuela. I mean, Acuna, born in Venezuela. You got legit lineup.
I watched Skeens pitch in that game, too, but I would have watched that. I mean, they could have had, Savannah Banana jerseys on at that point, and I probably would have watched a little bit of it. I mean, did you care?
If the U.S. won? No.
Yeah, right.
I didn't care
so it was more like I just want to see Skeens pitch against this lineup, which I completely understand, which is what exhibitions are for. To see, I want to see these. It's like the All-Star game. It's an exhibition.
Yeah.
There's pitch limits.
Best in the world go at each other to see who is indeed better. That's all.
And if you're a Major League Baseball fan, you got to get your head examined if you wouldn't rather have your team succeed in a regular season game more than you would have had the United States win in that game. Because, I mean, there's members of the Major League team that you've rooted for your entire life that are on sporadic countries all over the place.
But that's the thing. If you are a Red Sox fan, you're happy with the tournament in general because you saw Will Abreu hit a pair of home runs.
Not last night when you had a couple goats.
No. That's true.
Not greatest of all time. Real heels.
That's true. That's true. Garrett Whitlock.
Then we got the loss, and then Roman Anthony stood there like a jackass watching balls go by him.
We jumped the gun a little bit here. That
he had a key home run earlier in the tournament, Fred. Shame on you.
Well, not when the he had a chance to
He
be
was
a
the reason
superhero.
they were there. You weren't paying attention.
Not when America's pride was on the line, no. That Bryce Harper 2-run blast made it 2-2. What would happen there in the 9th?
Into left center field, headed for the gap, and Venezuela has retaken the lead. And Eugenio Suarez just like that.
Well, you asked what pitch is he like? It's the flat pitch over the middle of the plate.
It's a problem. You don't want to do that.
He likes to
Who
pitch
doesn't
with,
like those?
Yeah, he likes to pitch with no movement.
Belt high over the middle of the plate. Yeah, that's
right where the barrel of his bat of his natural swing would be going. He likes it when he can close his eyes and just do his normal swing and know that he's made good contact.
How would it end?
It's up to Roman Anthony. The United States down to its last strike. For a team that was carrying a country, a World Baseball Classic title, Omar Lopez said his whole goal in this thing was to bring joy to the people back home, to make his country happy.
Somebody get a Honda Spree into the ballpark? What the hell was that?
It was a clown car. They were just dee. They were putting on a show to distract the U.S. fans from being too upset. And it's funny because I'm looking at the U.S. lineup, and really, Judge said a bunch of stupid crap. Judge said a bunch of stupid crap, and I'm sure he grew up wanting to play for the United States. That's all Judge wanted to do when he grew up. He didn't want to play for the Yankees or envision that at all. He just wanted to play for the United States in a made-up tournament. Bryce Harper is really kind of just the guy that epitomizes everything that I can't stand about this thing. He really wanted to be like a national hero. That was his dream, to be a national hero.
Maybe for that salute as he was rounding third to become a meme.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, he had thought of that before this thing even started, that he was going to do that, and he was going to point at his patch. Ugh.
All right, Mark DeRosa.
And he stunk the whole tournament too, which is another thing.
What happened?
I'm not going to make any excuses for us. I think at the end of the day, everybody
never get a job in the majors.
That's one thing we found out.
Yeah.
If he ever had any designs on managing a major league ball club,
apparently he did.
Well, ain't happening now.
He's got a little Nick Gemelli in him at the end of the day.
I think at the end of the day,
on the board.
I saw Instagram.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, everybody comes in with, it's early in spring training. Guys are getting ready for the season. Eventually, I think the tournament gets moved, and I think guys are in better form.
Yeah, that's what that good.
Yeah, let's
excuses.
move to the middle of the season.
Yeah, that's right. Let's have the exhibition in the middle of the season, and let's have more excuses out of you.
Let's shut baseball down for 2 weeks in the middle of the season and make the season even longer. Yeah, that's good.
Or because you can't compress it. So I mean, they're playing 6 games a week anyway. He's talking about we lost, and here's an excuse because it's in March. Well, the tournament's in March, jackass. That's when the tournament is.
Venezuela didn't have to play it in March.
I was just going to say, it's not like the other teams play about separate rules. They haven't been playing since January.
He's awful. The whole team is awful. I couldn't have been happier. I stayed up to watch that thing. I ended up being up till 11:45 because you can't just go to bed and make yourself go to sleep.
Sure.
I mean, I was like, I'm not going to watch this. And then I saw Harper pimp that home run, and I went, I'm not going to sleep. I'm like, I got to see this. And then I was so happy when Venezuela took the lead. And I just couldn't have been happier that the United States lost that thing. Between that idiot DeRosa and stupid Bryce Harper and that manufactured jingoism that they're doing, it's just awful.
I think at the end of the day.
Maybe if you learned how to talk, you could have taught your team how to win the tournament that they should have been handed.
All right, Bruins played last night, too. We'll get to that next.
You're the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins lost in Montreal last night, 3-2. Cole Caulfield, the game winner. Bruins let leads of 1-0 and 2-1 get away. Pavel Zacha, 2 goals in the loss. Bruins back home tomorrow night to play Winnipeg. Celtics get Golden State at TD Garden tonight. Everyone except Nikola Vucevic is available for the green. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Venezuela beat the U.S. at the World Baseball Classic 3-2 in the final last night. Red Sox beat Atlanta 4-3 in Fort Myers. They pitched Connolly early in Tampa today against the Yankees. He is scheduled to face Garrett Cole. Red Sox have also signed 36-year-old free agent reliever Tommy Kahnle to a minor league contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180, a no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your result in the first week, get 100% of your money back. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
Fred, what's it like to work with Hardy and Wallach?
What a golden ticket I've gotten.
There you have it. Toucher and Hardy resumes on the Sports.
Hey, we are demo. Hang on, because we'll get to you at 7 o'clock if you want to hang on. You got to cherish every caller. That's not Blind Scott or Mike the Leprechaun. All right. Hardy, what else is going on? The Bruins played last evening. They had a big game, an actual big game in Montreal.
Yeah. We were talking about this earlier this week, important stretch here. And there they are up at the Bell Center. And just a couple of minutes into the first, Bruins are on the power play. And we all know good things happen.
Pasternak fake the one-timer. Deals it down for Geekie at the left circle. Back to Pasternak, center of the blue line. Again fakes the shot. Gives to McAvoy near circle. Right back to Pasternak. Steps away from Deneau to the right circle. Threw it in front. It got blocked, but the rebound came right to Zacha. And he backhands it in. Bruins grab the 1-0 lead and scored just before the first end of that double minor expired.
Canadians not happy. Oof. Listen to that crowd. They do not like that. Bruins taking the 1-0 lead. The Canadians would match that before the end of the first, so let's jump to the second period. Tied at 1. Pavel Zacha again.
Middle stat picks up at center ice. Finds a lane to the right wing side. Pulls up top of the circle. Crossing past Arvidsson. Right in front. Zacha scores! The Bruins on the rush, and Zacha gets his second of the game, deflecting in that pass, and they grab the 2-1 lead.
Pretty nifty, as the Bruins now have a 2-1 lead.
Oh, it's a lock. Put it away. Game's over.
Well, one goal lead, John.
No,
you can't do what you can't repeat these things.
John,
when they're blowing big leads.
Well, no. They were up 1-0 and 2-1 in this game.
All right, John, but these are one goal leads. I mean, they didn't play terribly last night. I'm going to have to check you in a week where you could really complain. This is not the game to complain about.
All right. Well, just before we move on, typical Bruins stuff in the first period. They are given a double minor. They're given a 4-minute power play right at the beginning of the game. And what happens the second they get that power play?
They get a penalty.
Well, no. The other team gets a breakaway that Jeremy Swayman has to bail them out of. All I'm saying is for every one good thing they do, a bad thing tends to happen.
He asked about something minor from the game that I could not recall.
Yeah, but that is a brilliant move by John because he gets to prove his point, and you're sitting there like a big dope.
Yeah.
Good for you, Wallach.
Take that.
Swayman was very good last night.
Swayman was very good last night.
He's played very good this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've got the 2-1 lead there, but we're not even halfway through the game, and here we go at the 13-minute mark of the second.
Gallagher shoved by Pete. Hudson at the hash marks. Steps back out toward the center of the blue line.
I need more lead up on these highlights.
Still going toward the far side, shoots and scores. Anderson was in front of Swayman and looked like he got the tip.
Yeah, that was a weird one. That kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't really see that coming.
Can't blame Ryan for that one. Not much was going on, and then bam.
I can't. Like it just seemed even on TV they were like, "Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's a goal."
Yeah, it was like a pass that just kind of got banked in, and like no, that wasn't anything special.
No. That was just keep putting on goal, and then something good will happen.
So we're knotted at 2. The third period would have no scoring and practically no scoring throughout the overtime session until the very end. Familiar, just like the other night. I mean, there wasn't 7 seconds left this time, but only about 22 seconds left.
32 seconds to go in OT. Suzuki to Hudson. Hudson try to get away from Pasternak down the left circle. Here's Suzuki, top of the left circle, in front, score! It's Cole Caulfield. He's been dangerous all year in overtime. He gets his 5th overtime game winner.
Now, the Bruins did have a breakaway in overtime. That I can tell you.
Zacha, again, after scoring 2, had a breakaway, but it was almost a carbon copy the night before. McAvoy rings one off the post. The other team comes down and scores the game winner. Zacha had a clear break-in. Mm-hmm. He had already scored twice. I mean, he'd done enough. I mean, you can excuse he misses the breakaway. And then the next possession on the opposite end, the other team scores and wins the game. It's just frustrating because I know the Bruins could be much better than this. You can see flashes of it, and none of the breaks are going their way. They tend to shoot themselves in the foot, and no one expected too much of this roster at the beginning of the season, but they're right there. They could be far better than what they're doing, and everyone's put together in a big pack here with like 15 games to go. If they can somehow get themselves together and run a couple of wins off.
They got 4 points in 3 road games.
Yeah.
So it's not a disastrous trip by any stretch of the imagination. It is frustrating when you lost 2 games in overtime. I understand that. But as we know, overtime is cool in the regular season. This is why you can't have it in the postseason, because you ring a post and then it's a 3-on-0 the other way, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like what happened in the New Jersey game, there was nothing Korpisalo could do. It just was, and there was nothing the Bruins could do. In the New Jersey game, as John was just saying, McAvoy rings a shot off the post in overtime. It goes to center ice. It ricochets to center ice, and then it's at least a 2-on-0. And there's nothing that anyone can do about it. And what are you going to do? Now, they should have won that game because they didn't play well. They played terribly in that game against an inferior opponent. Canadians are better than them. They're at Montreal. They weren't like incredible last night, but I thought that they played much better than they did at New Jersey.
And that's a step in the right direction, where they were getting blown out by Nashville, for example, on the road. And Nashville had pretty much given up on the season. That's a step forward, but I just see where this team could be better. They're right there. That's the frustrating thing about this.
The margins are so small, John, for them though. Like they can't afford to make mistakes. Like they can't recover from mistakes.
The effort is there. You were saying Swayman has been really good. He has been very good. There was a play during the game where Swayman was down and out, and Andrew Peeke had to make a big save with the game tied.
Yeah, Peeke, and then Swayman gave him a big hug. Yeah, Peeke. So Swayman goes down. There's this big mash up in front of the net, and Peeke kind of has to just cover the puck himself, and everyone's jamming in there, and there's like 20 seconds, 20 seconds
that's
of
the
people
thing.
jamming at him.
Heads up move, because if he covers the puck and freezes it in the crease like that, it's a penalty shot for the other team. So he doesn't do that.
Right.
Takes a lot of bumps. It's like being kicked when you're down.
Yeah.
And so, but he hung in there.
No.
The effort is there. I agree the margins are slim. It's just frustrating as a Bruins fan to see them play better on the road. And yeah, they're getting points, but it could be better.
No, and I get that. And it was frustrating. Believe me, I don't like to see him lose in overtime. It's very frustrating.
Is there any extra juice or any extra feeling with Montreal?
I didn't grow up here, so I don't really have it. Yeah.
For me, it is. And all those years when I was a kid where the Bruins had great teams, would go up, and Montreal had much better teams, and they'd lose in the playoffs. But even when we first started the show 15 years ago, where they'd go up there and Miami would dive for a couple of calls, and they'd get them in Montreal where they wouldn't get them here, and the Bruins would lose key games up there.
You had Montreal calling the police. Yeah, when Chari had Pacioretty against the Sanchez.
There's a lot of for me anyway. There's juice to it.
Well,
I agree with.
I think in the playoffs there's juice because I've seen that. I told you the story, and then we can break. As I told you the story about how I was going to a Montreal, Boston at the Bruins playoff game at the Garden, and there was these few guys, and they had a Canadiens flag, and they were like hanging out by the Bobby Orr statue, and the cops went up to them and they go, "We can't protect you. If you do," and remember the bars around there wouldn't serve you if you had a Canadian passport.
And I do. I kind of like that because it's not like that with every team and every sport.
No, it was
for
great.
the most part, you can in Boston, you can show up and you're gonna hear it, but you're not in danger, except for that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, the first time that I ever went, because you have to remember when I first moved here, the Bruins I've never seen anything. The Thrashers games were something compared to the Bruins games. But I went to that game, I guess it would be game 5 or game 6, the first year that they were any good, and they were playing Montreal in the first round. It was like a 1-8 game, and Boston won the last home game. I don't know if it was game 5 or game 6, but they won the game. Probably game 6. They won the game, and the Garden was like electric. And then I was like, okay. I should have kept my season tickets because this is going to turn into something big. This is what Boston's like when the team is good.
And the other part of it with the Canadians have been really bad for a while, and now they're much better. And so I think now we're kind of getting back to where we were before. Two teams are about even. Montreal might be a little bit better, but standings-wise especially, they're about even.
Yeah. And Sturm echoed what, we all think about this. It's still a decent road trip. I mean, you get the one win, you get the points in both of the overtime losses. The one that you would like back is the loss to New Jersey.
Yes.
That's the one where you should have come out of there with with a win.
And you should have beat the Sharks at home. Those are all things that should have happened.
Yep.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. The World Baseball Classic was last night. I can't tell you how excited I am that the United States lost. We'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Cole Caulfield's goal with 22 seconds left in overtime handed the Canadians a 3-2 win over the Bruins in Montreal last night. Pavel Zacha scored both goals for the Bees but missed on a breakaway chance in OT right before Caulfield's game winner. Bruins lose both games in overtime in this back-to-back, but Marco Sturm likes the effort.
Extremely hard. That was for 60 minutes. That was not one moment. There were some shifts, but they're not really a stretch. Coming in here on a back-to-back in Montreal to have a game like this, and they're waiting for us to give my guys a lot of credit. They worked. Unfortunately, we had it too.
They have tonight off. They'll play Winnipeg at TD Garden tomorrow night. Bruins use the building for basketball tonight. They'll play Golden State. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. The visitors will be without Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Al Horford. Horford strained a calf muscle last weekend at the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Force 4 play got started last night. Texas beat North Carolina State 68-66. Howard beat UMBC 86-83. Venezuela is your World Baseball Classic champ for the first time. They beat the U.S. last night in Miami 3-2. Red Sox beat Atlanta 4-3 in Fort Myers. They'll pitch Connolly early today in Tampa against the Yankees. And the Miami Dolphins made a big trade yesterday. They sent wide receiver Jalen Waddle and a fourth-round draft pick to Denver for first, third, and fourth-round draft picks. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99. Like the juicy chopped sirloin, all Big Deal meals are now available all day, every day for just $14.99. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
And now, back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Last night, the World Baseball Classic, Venezuela. They took care of business over the United States of America. That was John playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. The whole tournament is Little League rules. They have pitch limits. They have mercy rules. Everything is a Little League exhibition.
Built-in rest days after so many pitches.
Yes, it really is just Little League rules. And so they have this tournament, and fine, it's good. Let all these, they got United States got good players to play. The other countries, the teams that could, fielded teams. Now, there was teams like Italy that had no one from the actual country on there, but I guess regardless. So it's an exhibition. It's a made-for-television exhibition. Fine. Mm-hmm. But then the United States team started piping up, and I could see, at least in my mind, what they were doing, especially Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, who's the guy who stood in the Phillies clubhouse and screamed at the commissioner about a salary cap, which I thought there was balls on that guy because the salary cap hurts no one more than him. So, there's all these other guys that are making, 1/30th, less than 1/30th of what he's making, that are probably a floor wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but he's got to be the tough guy yelling. He was a weirdo as a kid. The whole thing he's a big weirdo. I don't like him. He was raised wrong, in my opinion, a little bit. You recall his story?
Yes.
Going to the JUCO in Nevada and all.
When he was 16 years old.
Yeah, all this weird stuff. But it worked out. I mean, he's very good at he was very good at baseball. So Bryce Harper, and what it seemed like they were doing is they were invoking the troops and in national pride, and it seemed to me like they were building it up into. When we win, we really want to pop. This is going to be a big deal. We're going to be really let other people make that decision for you. Let other people decide what this means to them. Let the troops decide if this means so much to the troops. That the exhibition in March with the baseball players. If beating
but the troops don't know. They need to be told. They follow orders, and if it takes the participants of Team America and the World Baseball Classic to tell them to care about this, and that's what it takes.
I mean, I can imagine that the troops out in Iran are very concerned about the Venezuela baseball team, but what do I know? I've never served in the military, but here is, I've been talking about this. Here's Aaron Judge. It's not like entirely on mic, but this is him talking about the vibe at the World Baseball Classic.
I'll say it's been bigger. World Series I was in, the crowd here, the crowd we had when we played against Mexico, it's bigger and better than the World Series. It's just...
Yes, what he says there, and then I'll stop it there, is that the crowd is bigger and better than the World Series. The thing that he's paid. How much does Judge make a year?
I'll look it up. Wasn't that guy standing at Yankee Stadium for a World Series game against the Dodgers? Wasn't he in the outfield?
Well, didn't Freddie Freeman hit a grand slam,
walk-off grand
slam in the World Series? I got news for you, Aaron. Win a World Series.
$40 million.
He's making $40 million a year to win a World Series, but the World Baseball Exhibition Classic means against Venezuela, such enemies of the nation as Great Britain and Italy. I can only imagine. This is really 1980 Olympic hockey all over again.
And just let me push back a little further, Fred, on the whole doing this for the troops thing. Coming from a military family, as I told you yesterday, my father served in the Army for 6 months. I can assure you that this meant something to them. Okay, you wouldn't understand.
Yes, it's a big deal. And
well put.
That's 6 more months than you served, Wall.
Then me personally, yes, that's true.
And all three of us put together.
And it's not even, and maybe he even means it at the time, and it's not like even as a Yankees fan, like, I guess, who cares? It's just that they really are like what's the term? They're just like still teenagers. Like they're overwhelmed by everything that's in their way. Like this somehow, yes, the atmosphere is better than the World Series. That's right.
Yeah.
The pressure is greater than the World Series.
Yeah.
There's no one watching the Yankees in the World Series.
No.
It's all about the World Baseball Classic. Well, you have the Venezuelan market in there. And I mean, Lord knows how many people watched in Venezuela. And now Judge and Jeter, two Yankees, are yucking it up in the pregame.
This is where you want to be. You know, obviously you're chasing a World Series. That's the main goal, but...
Well, no, it's not. It's the you want to enjoy the atmosphere of the pitch count games where the best pitcher on your team has to leave to go back because at the end of the day, he doesn't want to hurt himself and lose $400 million, which is smart. And if you're getting paid to pitch for a team, how about you pitch for that team and not worry so much about pitching in the World Baseball Classic? Again, I really challenge this notion that this is it's just like forced patriotism. There's nothing organic about it. It's just now for the smaller countries like Venezuela, who actually had people from Venezuela playing, I probably means an awful lot to them. I mean, we went over the population statistics, the amount of the major leagues that is from Venezuela, major leaguers that are from Venezuela.
Yep, 5%.
I understand that a little bit more. Like, if you're Venezuela, you're looking for any kind of international sports pride. And you know, you want it there. That's a big deal for them. But it's not a big deal. United States, please.
Getting a chance to represent your country and be in these environments where, you know, you come out to Miami and this whole place is rocking. It's different. So it was cool to hear their stories and say it's going to be some of the best baseball you ever played and get a chance to be around some of the best players in the game all in one spot. It was incredible.
It's the best baseball ever played?
Ever. Ever.
Again, there's something that...
Don't you get that in the, what's it called? The playoffs? Don't you get to be around some of the best baseball players and play really good baseball games?
It's like visiting the playoffs is a trip to the moon for him. He's never seen any of this.
But Hardy, this has been going on for 12 years. I mean,
I'm not giving enough credit to the history angle of the WBC.
And if it's older than 12 years, I don't remember when they let professional players play. I take it the World Baseball Classic, if it existed before 12 years ago, did not include major leaguers. But I don't even know. because whoever cared until this year when you were informed that you were to care about this as a member of the nation. As a United States citizen, you were somehow required to do this.
Incredible.
So similar to you, I played 20 years in New York. Only uniform I ever wore professionally was a Yankee uniform until I put on the USA jersey.
That's right. Don't forget about Kalamazoo, where you came from.
That's right.
What did it feel like the first time you put on that jersey?
Well, seeing the name on the back was a little different.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I wasn't used to that, but it's a different feeling because I just thought about all the people before me that wore this uniform, the people that...
Who wore the uniform?
This is, I'm looking at...
The USA uniform, Fred.
2006 was the first one.
Oh, so 20 years.
Yeah, I know. It's 20 years.
Now, did pros play in that one?
The MVP that year was Daisuke Matsuzaka, the year before he came to Boston.
Okay, so did pros play in that one?
I'm looking. I'm just getting it as we move along.
I
here.
don't think major leaguers played in that one. Daisuke obviously could have played in that game without being a major leaguer, which he wasn't. If it was the year before he came to Boston, because I was here when he signed with his gyro ball.
People before me that wore this uniform, the people that sacrificed for this country to allow me to come out here and play a kid's game.
Yeah. It's just a kid's game, man. This is really for the troops.
Yes, they did have pros.
Who?
Don Troll. I'm looking at the U.S. roster here. Al Leiter. It says Roger Clemens here. Let's see. Jason Varitek, Derek Jeter, Chipper Jones. A-Rod was on that team.
That's a hell of a team.
All right.
I know.
Mike Timlin was on that team, Fred.
I know.
So that was kind of running through my head the whole time I first put on the uniform, and I didn't think I'd look good in red, but I think we can pull it off.
They have fun. And, of course, Bryce Harper, who pimped that home run to tie the game. Like he was saluting. He had masturbated in front of the mirror doing that many times before he hit that home run. He pointing at the patch, and he was Captain America, screaming at the commissioner for things his own best interest, pimping this thing like he's Hulk Hogan against the Iron Sheik. I am a real American. Here he is on the Pat McAfee show, and John tells me Pat McAfee. I didn't see this part. Pat McAfee,
just a quick random camera shot of him.
Had a USA wife beater on because he loves the United States more than you and I, because he showed that by buying a United States wife beater, which shows that you love the country. Because the more things you have with the United States on them, the more it shows that you love America. And are a productive member of society. And so here is Bryce Harper on the Pat McAfee show, obviously before they lost last night.
It's about us, and I think at a young age I learned when we put U.S. on our hats, it's about us.
Right.
I get it.
Because when he was an amateur playing for the United States, it wasn't just to get in front of pro scouts. It was to represent the country. Exactly. You know, those United States teams, getting on those United States teams, those kids want to be on those teams specifically to represent the United States.
Did it say U.S. or USA? I suppose it could still work. When you put the USA, it's about us. Hey.
That's what Fonzie used to do. When Fonzie did the recruiting videos for the Army in the late 70s, he used to go,
hey, USA, not just about USA, it's about us. Hey.
It's cool. So Bryce Harper was...
Sit on it, commies.
That's right.
It's probably would have verbatim. That would have been good.
70s. Sit on it, Ayatollah.
Hey, kids, come into my office. Let me tell you a little bit about your opportunities.
That's why it's only U.S. and not USA, because it's about us. And
he did it. He did your thing.
There it is. Yeah.
And then Dr. Steve, Pat McAfee, goes, yeah, I know.
Fonz did give a campaign speech once, though, for Eisenhower.
Yeah, and that was controversial because the other people,
all the other kids there were for whoever.
Yeah, Richie wanted Adlai Stevenson.
Adlai Stevenson.
Yes,
but
John knows.
Fonzie said, "Hey, I like Ike. My bike likes Ike."
That's right.
You've brought that up before on this show.
Oh my God. That's really impressive.
No, he's brought it up before.
I know.
That stuck in his.
That.
Yeah.
Well, Howard Cunningham was not pleased because he had to sit through all the Stevenson speeches when he said, "Now we will hear from the incumbent candidate."
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Howard said, "Now you're going to hear some intellectual, some intelligent political speech." And Fonzie got up there, and he did not like that.
That's why it's only U.S. and not USA, because it's about us. And so for our team, it's about everybody.
I know.
Pardon me. I got to get changed. I'll be right back. I got to get changed into that wife beater.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to say anything. I'm a doctor, too.
I don't have to say anything. I play sports, too. I know. I'm in this country, too. I know. I see what you did.
That's why it's only U.S. and not USA, because it's about us. And so for our team, it's about everybody that's in that clubhouse. No, like I said, no matter where you came from, who you played for, what you got.
Yeah, no matter who. They were able to put all their differences away as high-paid baseball players from the same country, and it didn't matter where you're from at that point.
Yeah.
What unity they've showed as the 0.00001% of the same country that they all got together and learned to coexist.
We don't care, because every single day we come out here, it's for the greater good of America.
Oh my God, I hate it so. I can't even joke. I hate it so much. I hate it. Do you guys see what I'm saying? I don't sound like a lunatic, do I?
No.
You get what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's for the great. You can't say that about yourself. It's for other. What is going on in the world? You cannot make these statements about yourself. Other people have to make them for you. You cannot tell people that what you are doing is for the greater good. Pat McAfee has to tell you what you're doing is for the greater good. They're undereducated morons. They all making their own documentaries. No, someone else has to make the documentary about you. Stop. You can't say that. By saying that, you're willing it into existence.
But how else are we supposed to know that it is for the greater good?
Oh, my God.
Someone
enough.
might not ask him.
I didn't know.
That's the problem.
I kind of appreciate it because I didn't know that what they were doing was so
I
important
knew.
until I got told.
We don't care, because every single day we come out here, it's for the greater good of America, what we're doing for the people who we're representing. And like I said, I'm proud to be American. I'm so happy to be in this clubhouse with all these guys, and there's no greater feeling than going out there listening to your national anthem blare over the speakers,
as opposed to the regular games where they play the national anthem.
I don't do that.
Yes, they do. I've been to them. I don't know if you're there early enough, but they play the national anthem.
Every game?
Every single game.
Huh.
In fact, they'll put out at opening day like a whole orchestra to do it. Or Tim McGraw even at some places.
No, that's when they play Fanfare at Fenway.
Yeah, but they'll play the national anthem.
Different composition.
Knowing what you represent.
Yeah, you represent yourself. And so, and that's why the loss yesterday was so glorious to me, is because when you build it up like that, my friend, you have to take what comes with it. And that is the humiliation. You have built it up to such a degree. Normally, I could care less, but it was great fun for me to see them lose. And apparently, Ryan has sent me tweets that were sent out after the game. I did not watch the medal presentation, but apparently the United States players ripped the silver medals off their necks. And there are some people that said it was cruel and mean of them to have to sit there. Unlike the Canadian hockey team, that in the actual Olympics that people cared about, they had to sit there and watch the United States celebrate.
Every medal presentation, sometimes you get third place out there too. I mean, imagine how humiliating and disrespectful that is, out there getting a third place medal. How dare you?
Ugh. It's terrible.
It is awful that the Team USA players are being forced to accept the second-rate medals on the field after the loss.
Which they lost. I mean, it's their fault they're getting the silver medal. No one else's.
But thank you to Ian Miller for using the inclusive pronoun we. All World Baseball Classic long, we heard over and over again that the other teams were having more fun and cared more than Team USA. I think Bryce Harper just showed we really freaking care.
That needed to be said in real time. Thank God for Twitter. I'm glad he was able to get that sentiment out there so people would like him. He put that out there. He put that out there so people would go, yeah. He needed to say it right away to be validated at home. He needed to get on his phone immediately to get validated, to say something asinine or just pap so he could be validated. But Matt McCarthy did have one tweet, and then we will break because Ian Brown will be joining us. Matt McCarthy says, hopefully this is the wake-up call for USA Baseball. That was the best lineup they could have possibly fielded, and they failed. We lost our own sport. Venezuela was outstanding. It's a given, okay? We all agree. Props to Venz. Can't have a rent a manager and Aaron Judge is your captain if you truly want to win. I'm disgusted.
Another tweet said, I don't care if Mike Trout is in a wheelchair, all caps, during the next WBC. He's the real Captain America. Get Aaron Judge as far away from this team as possible.
What, so he can strike out against Ohtani and lose?
Yeah.
I even know that. Was that a sports writer that put that out there? Because I'm an idiot.
No, it wasn't.
Because I'm an idiot, and I even know that Trout struck out to lose the last one.
Doesn't mean he's not the real Captain America. Don't confuse the two.
I like Trout, but I like that he's humble. I don't recall Trout beating his chest and going on and on and on and on and on about how important it was that they won.
Stay humble.
That's right, TT boy. He knew. Mm-hmm. Even one of the true Iron Men of porn knew that you can't always pump your chest. You got to let others do it for you. Oh, boy. All right. Ian Brown, we can talk more about that coming up in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy next on the Sports Hub.
YK, which obviously YD. Okay?
Dutcher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Mark, second time.
Red Sox since 2002. Ian Brown, thank you for joining us, sir.
Good to be on with you guys. I got to find some people to supervise today.
Absolutely. I mean, far be it from me to just refer to you as a writer. I mean, you are a supervising club reporter. We appreciate you joining us. Did you get anything out of the World Baseball Classic as it pertains to the Red Sox?
Yeah, I mean, I think I enjoyed it. You know, you got to remember a lot of these guys don't have much playoff experience. So I thought it was, you know, telling to see some of these guys play on the big stage and see them come through. I mean, Wilyer Abreu, this was kind of his coming out party. I thought that was maybe the biggest takeaway. Roman Anthony, I mean, who among us didn't think that he would be able to kind of handle that environment? I mean, he's just got the look of somebody who's going to be a star for a long time. But not everybody can play when people are watching. And Abreu came through a couple big home runs in this thing. So I thought that was that was big to see that.
And there's more. I would argue there's more pressure on him than there are guys from the United States, because I think there's more riding on it for you if you're from a place like Venezuela. Yeah,
and you can see it from the emotion they were showing, especially Wilyer. I've never seen him show that emotion the entire time he's been playing with the Red Sox. So it's just a different when the guys from the Latin American countries, when they're playing for their countries, especially with what's been going on in Venezuela. You really saw that from him a couple times in this thing. So yeah, I think that this could hopefully be a springboard for Wilyer, who I was kind of enthusiastic about him coming into this season anyway. It just feels like he's a guy who's ready to just sort of maybe take it to another level.
There was a comment from DeRosa after the game talking about, the time of year it's played and kind of, making a roundabout excuse as to, guys were ready or not ready, and then made mention of it. If this gets moved, it should be played later, and when it gets moved later. Is there any way this takes place at a different time of year in the future?
Yeah, I mean, it's very challenging to figure out how. I mean, do you push it to, do you push it to like around the All-Star break and just kind of, you really have to cut down the number of teams. I mean, I think you go with the big teams here, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Dominican, U.S., Japan. You can't, and just make it quicker, make it maybe like, kind of like what hockey did last year with that. What was it, the
Four Nations?
Yeah, Four Nations. Yeah. So something like that. I think then maybe do it in the middle of the season. But it's hard with baseball, especially with pitching. You're so careful of a pitcher's workload and not to overextend them. So it would be a challenge, but it'd be nice to see it because this is a tough time of year because guys don't want to blow out before the season even starts. I don't think it's any problem for hitters. I just think it's all about the pitchers because they're the ones who, you have to be so careful of their workloads, especially the way they're managed in today's game.
Yeah, but the difference between Four Nations, you can't compress the Major League schedule. So it would replace the All-Star game, and that gives you 4 days.
And that's the thing. You'd either have to start the season earlier or let it go later, and it's plenty late as it is.
Well, I mean, then you'd be playing in 30 degree,
exactly.
28-degree weather. That's
we're already started pushing it as far as when it's starting. I mean, we're starting the season March 26th.
Yep.
And yeah, it's going to be pretty cold. I think it'll be pretty cold in Cincinnati next week.
Yeah, it's not going to be ideal. And Whitlock's a real goat, so you have to worry about that. He's responsible.
We're going to ignore the 1-2-3-8 in the game before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Whitlock was he was pretty good, but too bad for him. You could tell right away he just didn't have it last night.
So
go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, as for the here and now, I mean, we're closing in on opening day. I know Connolly early pitches today against the Yankees, and there are some roster spots that still need to be nailed down, right?
Yeah. The fifth spot in the rotation is the one between Connolly early, Johan Oviedo, and Peyton Tolley, who had another big day yesterday. And kind of maybe the final spot in the bullpen, although they signed Tommy Canley to a minor league deal yesterday. He's a veteran that's been around forever. so he could grab that last spot in the bullpen if he could be ready in time for the start of the season. He was pitching for Team Israel, so that could settle that. So most things are really set. It's just little things here and there. Who's going to be the last spot on the bench and things like that. But I'd say the fifth starter is probably the biggest thing to watch here as we go over these final few days.
So you get to this point in the season, and you have players going in and players going out. I mean, do these players care about these games now that we're here, or they just want to get the regular season started?
I think, to tell you the truth, most of them just want to get the season started. I think that the better players, they want to get their timing down this last week. They're starting to work more on, and getting some results, or just getting like a good feeling going into the season. But you just don't have the same kind of intensity down here for these games as you do. It's just more guys not really trying to win, but guys to try to get things fine-tuned, get stretched out, so they're starting to play 9 innings, they're starting to play the whole game, and things like that.
How much do you think the World Baseball Classic affected things for these teams, if at all, in terms of the exhibition season?
Yeah, I mean, not so much the exhibition season, but just kind of being around their teams and building that chemistry and kind of evaluations and seeing what you have from certain players. Yeah, it definitely has, I think, somewhat of an effect, and it'll be interesting to see if that affects any particular team. The Red Sox certainly had a lot of guys who are gone for this thing, as many as anyone. So, yeah, that will be interesting to see. So they have a week. But personally, though, I think spring training is too long anyway. So I don't think it'll have a huge effect. But, it could be like an isolated thing here or there.
Yeah, since those guys work out year-round now anyway. I mean, it's kind of an antiquated thing. Right.
Yeah, it's not the case of Babe Ruth coming in 30 pounds overweight and going to opening day 15 pounds overweight.
Well, he could lose 15 pounds. He could cut weight that quick. All right, there you go.
I mean, when you're that big, yeah.
Fred has made it a point here. He's kind of puffing his chest out, saying that because it's lining up to look like Sonny Gray could be getting the ball in the second game for the Red Sox this year, that automatically makes him the second best pitcher in the rotation.
I was going to ask him if you didn't.
Yeah, and he's being rather insufferable about this, Ian. I mean, can we at least make the case that maybe this is just the way things are lining up after spring training, and it could be? I mean, is it possible that Suarez maybe is the number 2 guy going forward, and just because Sonny Gray pitches the second game, that doesn't make him necessarily the number 2?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. This is just the way it's lining up right now, especially when you had Bayo and Suarez, both of the WBC. They weren't able to as carefully manage their workloads of the day they were pitching as they were with Gray. Gray certainly did not pitch well yesterday. He had 5 walks, and he's a guy who kind of has relied on control his whole career. So I think that, to tell you the truth, after Crochet, I think all these guys are a little bit interchangeable. They could all be about equal, and don't sleep on Bayo being as good as Suarez or Sonny Gray, because finally the kind of pressure's off him so he can just focus on pitching.
I have been sleeping on that. I've been taking a good long nap on that notion.
We saw that at the end of the season.
After Hardy asked you a question that is exactly what my point was, you had to go and kneecap him at the end with your take that it's all a mishmash after Crochet.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't take it that way.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, your point was... go ahead. No,
I still think there's a big gap between the other guys.
Yes, there is. No one was arguing that. Hardy felt like he was put in check a little bit yesterday, and now he's just looking for the perfect wording.
I didn't hear that part of it. I just heard, I think you're right, and then I kind of zoned out.
Well, the way you asked it, I don't think there was any way that you could have been wrong.
That's not that. I asked a question.
Is it possible in any way that Sonny Gray, pitching on the second day, is not the second best pitcher? Is there any way this changes by October? No, there's really not. They're locked in. It's part of the rules.
Right.
All right, Ian Brown, enjoy your final days out there in Fort Myers, and we'll be welcoming you back when you arrive. Thank you.
Sounds great, guys. Great talking to you.
All right, there you go. Appreciate it.
5 walks yesterday. Yeah, he's number 2 all right.
Control problems. Bad for a pitcher, only throws 90.
No, he relies entirely on his control. That's, yes.
Caca.
Well, 5 walks. I don't care if you throw 105. That's not good for you. So hopefully he can get that rectified. You know, I saw him last year, his final start of the spring. That's when he was throwing like 88, 89.
How'd he do? Did he walk the ballpark, or was he okay?
No, he's good. Yeah. But he's turned into like a crafty veteran guy, like that. Is pinpoint. And so if he's wild, I wouldn't take anything from the last spring training start that he's had. But
if he can reach 88 again. You got vapor trail coming off that thing.
Some guy, look at you
got the ball.
You gave a lot of money to 2 guys that are not that don't. Well, he throws harder than your boy. He throws a lot harder than the guy you're campaigning for.
I don't know how hard Ranger Suarez throws. I don't have those numbers in front of me.
Well, he throws. If
let's say they're about even. I don't think Suarez is lighting it up either.
I think Suarez might be a tick or 2 below Gray. I think if they both went all out, I think Suarez might be a tick or 2 below Gray. Gray threw hard at one point in his career.
Yes, when he came up with Oakland, he gave it through very hard.
He's just old now and relies on guile and savvy. But there you go. We will be back in just a moment. Chris Forsberg will be joining us at 8.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Make it back-to-back overtime losses for the Bruins. They fell in Montreal last night, 3-2. Cole Caulfield, the winner for the Canadiens with 22 seconds left in bonus time. Bruins back home to play Winnipeg tomorrow night. Celtics had last night off. They wrap up their 3-game homestand against Golden State tonight. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. In first foreplay, the NCAA tournament last night, Texas beat North Carolina State 68-66. Howard beat UMBC 86-83. Eugenio Suarez had an RBI double off Red Sox reliever Garrett Whitlock in the top of the 9th inning. That handed Venezuela the win over the U.S. 3-2 in the championship game of the World Baseball Classic. Red Sox won an exhibition game yesterday, 4-3 from Atlanta. Connerly early starts today in Tampa against the Yankees. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the DeMoore McKim School of Business at Northeastern University. Ready to take your career further? Join them for a week-long series of virtual info sessions to help you find the graduate program that truly moves you forward. Northeastern.edu/business bootcamp. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
When it comes to the show, Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
We are Toucher and Hardy. You know, people point out, they're like, you guys all wear sweatshirts and baseball caps when you're on the air. And there's a reason for that, and it has been illustrated today. I mean, we couldn't even get 2 hours into the show. I did not wear a hat today, and I already have women screen-grabbing shots of me and making fun of the way that I look.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we're getting a lot of them of Felger, too. Like, people are being very... They're getting all over the people's hair.
Oh yeah, that one person who keeps emailing me about Felger's hair. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, and I don't even really see what they're talking about.
No,
but you put the headphones on with your hair, and then it tussles it up, and then you got people sending all kinds of emails.
Yeah,
making fun of it.
The first guy emailed in and said, I wonder if when the metal guys talk about what to wear on a sports station, they suggest a hoodie and a ball cap, because we've talked about the uniform for the metal guys, the black button-up shirt with the T-shirt underneath. And I just said, yeah, ha, 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 you'd think it was a required uniform. And he emailed me back. This is another Fred. This is Frederick, who is a clinical psychologist.
Oh, boy.
And he just said, Bringo. So he's using the Dr. Steve Brule lingo here to further the conversation. But, yeah, I for me, it is only a function of comfort. Shower the night before. Don't feel like doing anything to my hair ever. So put a hat on in the morning, and I'll wear a hoodie. I think, what is this, third year now we've been doing the show, Fred?
Mm-hmm.
Into the third year. I think I wear a hoodie 90% of the time, because even in the summer, walking out of the house in the morning, it's 60 degrees.
A little chilly.
You're tired.
Yeah.
Which makes you cold. I put a hoodie on.
It's just easy.
Yes.
It's just easy when you wake up at 4:30 in the morning. It's just easy.
Plus, also at like a certain age, I stopped wearing T-shirts as a, just as, this is good enough to wear for the day. Now, on the weekends around the house and stuff, I'll just wear a T-shirt. But there's something unsettling about, I think once you get over 50, if you just walk around in a T-shirt all the time.
I wear T-shirts in the summer. I don't care. It's just that my hair looks red, and then it's of course it's because I have a devil-may-care ragamuffin look to me. But then when I have the headphones on, it spikes everything up. So if you ever wonder why we wear, even our puppets have hats on, except for John's. Yeah. So even the puppets have hats on. But if you've ever wondered why we have hats on, I even have friends reaching out, going, "Oh, you're not wearing a hat today," and I said, "No, it's very bold of me. I've discovered dry shampoo via my son."
Oh. Now what is, I believe the women in my house utilize this product. What is it exactly?
It's for everyone.
Okay.
It does not discriminate based on gender.
But what is it?
Okay, so you know how you're not supposed to wash your hair every day?
Yes.
All right, so this is it's simply as it says, is that if you're, it can become either in powder or in aerosol form. And what you do is that when your hair is dry, you just spray it or put the powder in, and then it I guess cleans your hair and adds a little bit of body to it.
Oh.
And then you're on your way. It's dry. It's hence the name dry shampoo. It's not like a gel or a cream or anything like that. It's just kind of, I don't know what it does, but apparently something. I was at the makeup store with my daughter, and I said, "Do they have dry shampoo here?" And she said yes, and she took me to we were at Sephora. She took me to the dry shampoo section. I said, "I'm going to get this dry shampoo. This is what I'm going to do for myself."
How much was it?
$79.54.
Yeah.
$79.54, if I recall correctly.
Well, that's what I spent on a liquid shampoo, and it's $80 a bottle now.
Yeah.
I only get the best stuff.
Yeah.
I'd imagine it was. I imagine it was like $20 or something. That's what I'm guessing.
Well, it's going to last you a long time.
If it's at Sephora.
Oh.
But, she has a phone number with them, so she gets free items at the register. She can pick out anything.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like you get some bonus stuff.
The samples.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not called samples. That would be, samples are just free. These are smaller items.
That was a big deal for me as a middle schooler to go to the department stores and get the samples of cologne. Because, I'm 13 years old. I can't afford a bottle of Drakkar Noir.
Yeah.
But you get enough samples.
You got to smell nice for the ladies.
Well, you get enough samples. You don't have to buy a bottle.
Right.
Cool water. Polo. You get a sample of Polo. You're all set for a few weeks.
Yeah, it came in that Coke vial.
Yeah.
That like that little vial and.
Okay. Now I'm remembering.
Yeah.
I could. Well, no, because I know what an actual Coke vial looks like. And, no, not really a Coke vial. It's more slender than that.
Sure. It was just joking around, but
I'm not joking.
But it was. I didn't mean.
I think I still got some.
Didn't mean to.
I'll bring one in.
Step on your expertise, but it's like a liquid inside, which is very dangerous for a young man because it's not like a spray. So the liquid could just, you just shoot it out, and then the next thing you know, you got
you're dominated by smell. Yes,
you're Zolak in it.
Yes.
My son, with his own money, bought a bottle of cologne, and I saw the receipt. Do you know what he spent on a bottle of cologne? This was last summer.
$80.
$140.
Oh my God!
I said, "Are you out of your mind?"
He's 16 at the time.
No, he was not even 15 yet, but he had worked all last summer, and that's what he wanted to spend his money on.
Okay.
I said, "Wow, you are really living the life." That is one of the top 6 dumbest purchases I've ever seen anyone make.
What did he say after you told him that?
I don't know if I said it quite like that. I think
Oh, yes, you did.
I think I was a little more nurturing, and I tried to make it a
I know
teachable.
you weren't.
I tried to make it a teachable moment.
I don't think so.
You have to
What sense
remember
did he invest in? I'm curious.
when you have to remember when you're in that age that you're looking for any angle.
I guess.
Like you're looking for any angle to improve yourself.
Yeah.
With the ladies. My son wears cologne. I gave him cologne for Christmas. He wanted cologne. And then you put yourself in their shoes, like you're susceptible to any kind of trick to get a woman. Like, is there a way without having to talk to them that I can somehow have them be attracted to me? Is what the thing is, and you can be, the pheromones and things in your scent, that there is something instinctual, something primitive in people that they're sexually aroused by scent, and you put that on, and there you go. Now, do you wear a cologne when you go out?
Yeah, I'll put some on, I would say, on average, once every 2 weeks.
If I'm going out if there were any place there's going to be women, I will wear cologne.
Yeah. Now, my favorite is one that my daughter does not like. I think my wife is indifferent. I mean, pretty much probably to everything at this point. But I have a good bottle of bay rum because I think it's a very distinct smell.
Yes.
Old school.
When you go out of town, she doesn't take your pillow and sleep on your pillow to get your scent. So that's something that people do.
Well, first of all, I would have to go out of town.
Very well. You were on that '90s cruise with her.
I was. Yeah. You're right. I know.
I'm right. All right. When we come back, Chris Forsberg, is he coming in studio? Yeah, there he is. We're getting a lot of hate mail about him.
Oh, his aesthetic?
Oh.
Yeah, I got it.
How he looked on TV.
I thought I was being a good friend by warning him.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a total douchebag. And I'll tell you, it's a real situation. You do. And I'm saying this as a friend. I really am.
He's legit upset about that.
Okay, but look at him right now.
Wow.
He looks great. I don't think anyone.
No, he looks
streamlined.
Terrible.
He's got the angles
it's not that he
down.
looks terrible. It looks like he's trying far too hard.
I just saw him from the side. I take it
If
back.
you're a real good friend, you'd intervene on this. That's like when Crash got engaged to the girl from Argentina that couldn't speak English, and people were on Facebook going "That's great," and I went, "You can say it's not, but you can say nothing."
They were in love.
No, they weren't. You can say that. You can say that nothing, which is what I chose to do. I'm not going to go, "Hey, you're making a mistake." That it wasn't my place at the time. If he was in Boston, I would have. But to sit there and co-sign on it, you're being a bad friend. I mean, sometimes
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until he's in here and I look at him. We're going to have a talk.
Well, you've seen what the audience says. He's doing his career no favors. I'll tell you that. All right. Anyway, we'll be back in just a moment.
Strong finger all up again.
This is home of the 18-time world champion Boston Celtics. WBZ-FM and HD Boston 98.5. The Sports Hub. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins ended their road trip with another overtime loss, 3-2 in Montreal last night. Cole Caulfield won it with under 30 seconds to go. Pavel Zacha, both Bruins goals. Bruins are back home tomorrow night to play Winnipeg. Celtics host Golden State tonight. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7. You're on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Al Horford all expected to miss this game for the visiting team. At the NCAA men's basketball tournament, first foreplay began last night in Dayton, Ohio. Texas beat NC State 68-66. Howard beat UMBC 86-83. Venezuela beat the U.S. in the final of the World Baseball Classic 3-2. Garrett Whitlock allowed the tie-breaking run to score in the top of the ninth. Red Sox won an exhibition game yesterday from Atlanta 4-3. They'll pitch Connolly early in Tampa today against the Yankees. He's scheduled to face Garrett Cole. Also, the Sox yesterday signed 36-year-old free agent reliever Tommy Kahnle to a minor league contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by East Coast Metal Roofing. Never ever replace your roof again. It's East Coast Metal Roofing's Spring into Savings event where Sports Hub listeners get 10% off the new roof that's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Call 844-611-ECMR or eastcoastmetalroofing.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
The Sports Hub. 3 legendary franchises on one legendary radio station. It's the Sports Hub.
What's the best way to listen to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Honestly, it's my first opportunity in my career.
You can watch him and I both with Suns hats today.
Yes.
On YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And we are starting to receive emails about you. You are now considered a part of the old gang.
Yes.
And you're a good-looking guy is the thing. You are. I'm not kidding. You are.
That's nice of you to say.
And I understand that you have the mustache under the ostensibly for charity, I suppose, right?
Well, I think it goes together, right? Like if you're gonna, I've wrestled with the idea of whether I should shave the mustache because I admit that's ridiculous and I've done it before, and I'm okay with moving on from that. But it kind of goes with the mullet.
Okay, let's go with as Fred said, you've been welcomed into the fold here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
well, that's why I feel almost responsible for speaking up.
That's fine.
Okay, so Ken emailed in with subject line Chris Forsberg's ridiculous aesthetic.
Fair.
Hey,
Valid point so far.
Hey guys, huge fan of the show. Been following the crew since the BCN days. I just turned on the Celtics postgame, and we have, all caps, to talk about Chris Forsberg's absurdity. For the record, I truly love Forsberg.
Aww.
And during his appearances on your show, he's genuinely one of my favorite guests, but you are failing him as friends by allowing the pointy mohawk mullet foolishness with the dirty 80s porn stash. I can't tell if he's going for hipster douche bartender, quirky theater kid, or 90s Eurotrash raver.
Oh, it's definitely C.
Any way you slice it, he looks absolutely ridiculous. Again, truly love him as a guest and a broadcaster, but can someone tell him it's enough?
It's raver.
Thanks,
It's
boys.
Absolutely
Ken
raver.
Jones. Now,
First
let's
off,
talk.
That someone would spend that many words on me is truly humbling.
And he loves you.
That's because they're fans. They're fans of you.
This also feels a little bit like an intervention at this point.
Now, I am trying. For years, I've been trying to be less judgy, and it's not working for the most part. So I just want to talk to you.
Okay.
Okay. What are you going for?
So, as I explained last week, I have never really grown my hair long, and at least in the back. So, as we adequately pointed out, we still have business in the front, a little bit of party in the back, and just seeing where it goes.
Okay, it's not just the hair though. It's the mustache.
Sure.
It's
as I said, I think they're tied together.
Chris, it's the frame choice on the glasses.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I like your glasses.
Yeah.
But what are you going for?
I don't have anything I'm going for.
That may be the problem.
That could be. So I will say, I don't forget if I explained this to you guys or if I was, because I have to explain myself everywhere I go. Once a year, I do something because it's just too boring to show up and
Shave your head.
At some point, I might do that.
It looks cool. I'll tell you this.
I do not have a great head for baldness.
Okay, but here's the deal. I will tell you what the problem with what you're doing is.
Okay.
I have a feeling you'll cut your hair today. Is that
my barber isn't on demand?
This is going to be so on point.
He is very booked
and so revelatory. You're gonna go from here.
Get ready to be amazed.
You should have brought shears.
This is gonna take it down. You're gonna start thinking this is cool quick. You are doing what a small town wrestling team does as a team unity drill.
Like the guy in Vision Quest.
I was just going to say, what was his best friend's name?
Apache or whatever. But
yeah,
he wasn't
who's the best friend? He had the headband and no hair on each side.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's like tantamount to like everyone dyeing their hair white. Like it's
That's probably a bridge too far. Although, like, I can't rule it out that at some point I did have frosted tips when in I believe like let's say late high school, early college.
Okay, so you're in your mid-40s. You have a nice head of hair.
Thank you.
Better than I mean, who knows what John's hair looks like? It's never been exposed, but
the ball cap is glued on.
Like compared to Hardy and I. Now I've had hair transplants. I have enough hair for me. I'm more than comfortable with my hair. But you have a nice thick head of hair.
Thank you.
If you want long hair, just grow long hair. I'm not opposed to a man taking chances with his look. Your mustache doesn't bother me at all. In fact, the only thing that would bother me about the mustache is just like a lot of people have mustaches now, but who cares? If you like it, you like it.
True.
I had a mustache in 2007. I was all the pictures of BCN. I got a big handlebar mustache like a douchebag. But the thing is, no one else had one. And that was kind of the point of the whole thing.
I think
it looked ridiculous when I had it.
Okay.
It's the same thing with like tattoos. When I got my first tattoo, no one had tattoos.
Now everybody has.
Now like total establishment like politicians have tattoos. Like it's almost way cooler not to have tattoos now. So go ahead.
Bringo. I think with your hair, you could get away with that really cool, like not down to a 1, but like a 2 or a 3, like all over. Think like
I'll show you some photos. I don't know.
Think like Brad, short haircut Brad Pitt.
Like there will become a point in my life that will happen, right? Like I'm under no guise. Like even though my father had great full set of hair until his dying days, like I'm under no guise that this is going to last forever. So I want to do the ridiculous while I can, and then when I've got to go to the Brad Pitt shave down, we'll see how that goes.
No. The shave down works with hair and with less hair. I think it looks better for people with a lot of hair. You're doing it. I'm saying do it before you think you have to do it out of necessity. Do it now when you got all that hair.
You're never going to lose your hair, Chris, until you're very old, if at all. I mean, you would have lost it by now. You're losing your testosterone.
Yeah, it's really
It would have
annoying,
happened by now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, go ahead.
When I was like 6 or 7, I always told my dad that I wanted a blue mohawk, and he said no. And then one day he told my barber that I could do it, and my barber started shaving the side of my head, and I started crying hysterically saying, don't do it, I'll look ridiculous. And he didn't do it. So at 6, I knew not to do that type of hairstyle. Also, this Friday, I'll be at the opening of Laugh Patriot Place next to Gillette Stadium, opening for Corey Rodriguez. Everyone should go.
Oh, I mean, that's a big opening slot for Corey Rodriguez, the famous Corey Rodriguez.
I feel like he had ulterior motives to that.
No, come on.
I believe so. No, when I was a kid, I'd cut my own hair. I tried to do the
Floby?
No, I tried to do the Mike Patton lines from the Epic video. I think a lot of us did. Yeah. I tried to go the John Frusciante from the Knock Me Down video. I tried a lot of stuff. And I looked dumber each time. But when you're a kid, my kids, I don't tell them what to do.
Should I bring back the line? Like I have obviously I have like a little bit of a line in the back there, but like should I bring back remember when we're getting like logos and stuff?
Sure. There was a kid at my school that was on the basketball team that wrote "quickness" in the back.
Oh,
of his
I like
head.
that. That's cool.
He's dead now, but he drowned.
So, at one point, I got two stories. One,
he drowned at a graduation party. Kaboom!
At one point, I had Chris shaved into the back, and so it was cut out. And I was at Fenway with my dad. And I was young, and I was using one of those like troughs. And from behind me, I heard, "Can you hurry it up, Chris?" Yeah, Chris. What are you doing there? And like I was like, why did all these people know my name?
Oh, nice.
It's because it was shaved into the back of my head.
Okay.
And then I had stage fright, and it became a process.
One time I was at Tiger Stadium with the troughs, and I saw women going number one in the troughs.
That's hot.
They were drunk, but and they were carrying on like it was the coolest thing in the world, and you went, oh, no. Yeah. And if there was ever anyone you wanted to see go to the bathroom, I can assure you it wasn't these women. Now, I can't think of anyone I'd really want to see go to
Drunk
the bathroom.
women at Old Tiger Stadium?
Yeah.
Fenway had their fair share of the same thing.
Downriver ladies,
Yeah.
like from Wyandotte.
Riz wants to know via email if this part of the fold now. You're going to have to learn who these people are. If you're going to a white guy barber shop, doesn't look like it. It's got to be black or Dominican. He said it looks good, honestly.
Oh, right.
There you go.
It's a vote of confidence.
There's very little fade, so I think Riz is off. Even though Riz is black, I'm stepping in here and saying that there's not any kind of fade to it. So I would argue that there's no way you're going to a black or Dominican barber.
I don't want to fence in my barber.
Penny pincher, Pennywise, what is it?
True Penny.
Yeah.
In Worcester and Sturbridge. You
Okay.
can go to either location.
Your barber is white.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I could tell you that.
But
Riz, you are completely wrong. There is no even remote kind of fade to it. I've seen the white guy fade.
He does a good fade to it.
But there is not a fade.
Well, not in this current iteration. No.
Yes, in this current iteration.
Bit of a hipster
is
shop?
I think that would be fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, but you can be.
Again, I don't want to fence him in.
It sounds like a cool
Does he
barber
dye
shop,
his
though.
beard?
I
like everyone who cuts my son's hair? And wear like a real barber, like a leather smock?
I would say there's a lot of he rides a cool motorcycle. He has a lot of there's a cool pool table at the Sturbridge location.
Well, back across the street from when we were in Brighton, there was a guy whose logo was like the Black Flag logo, and you went in there. He was like this punk guy that like lived upstairs, and if you went in there, he had High Life and like Hustler. That you walked in there and he had High Life and Hustlers. This was like in the
Highlights?
High Lifes. Like Miller High Life.
Oh, I thought she meant the magazine they got in the dentist office.
No,
Highlights magazine.
No, that would be problematic.
Next to a Hustler.
No, that would have been. I don't think he was encouraging the youth to go in there.
Because that would be cool.
No, that would be bad. No, that would be grooming or something like that. No, he had. That's like the bike shop on different strokes.
Start with this one, but then quickly move to this one.
Like, let's watch cartoons. That Dudley.
Yeah, skip Maxim. You're just gonna go from Highlights magazine to Hustler.
The beer in a barbershop is a game changer.
Yeah. The one that's at Mr. Sid's, when I used to go there, they'd ask you if you want a drink. I think that they felt kind of put upon if you said yes, but I would sometimes say yes. You go, you want a drink? Sure, I'll have a drink. They have a big bar upstairs.
Because Massachusetts doesn't have things like this, I was like taken aback. I was in Charlotte for a game and I needed a haircut.
You're taking it where?
I took it
Hello.
way back. And I walked in and they said, would you like, and they had the little High Life ponies. And I said, oh, this is going to be a day.
Yeah.
I was quite excited. And then I came home and I was like, why don't we do this in Massachusetts?
Hey, Hardy, I saw Chris the other day in the Celtics broadcast. He's serious. Oh, this is mean.
Well, you can't stop. You can't stop in the middle.
He looks like a rat from an animated movie. Look up, Flushed Away. Also, his mustache the other day was so light it looked like he was rock. Okay. Now they're comparing him to dictators, and I don't want to do this.
Welcome to the club.
What's the name of it? Flushed Away.
Flushed Away.
Yeah.
So, Chris, how do you feel
It's a
being
horror
part of the
film.
fold?
That's fine. I enjoy it. It's like, look, nothing an emailer or caller can say is worse than what I hear at home from my poor family that has to be so embarrassed to see me in public. Like, we went to my daughter had a chorus concert the other day, and my wife is like, let's just sit in the back. like not near anybody. Because, like, it's embarrassing. But you know what?
Just turned on YouTube for Forsberg is the subject line, body of the email, yikes.
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
Yeah, it's not great.
But look at the content it has spawned.
Yeah.
No, I knew coming in. I knew when Wednesday was coming, we were gonna have to step in.
That's it. So what? I mean, honestly, what would you guys do if you're me?
I would. First of all,
I know you've said shave it down. That's not happening. But like, what's a middle ground?
The mustache is getting a little wispy.
And that I think is fair. I every morning I wake up and I say to myself, "Is today the day?" Just kind of move on from the mustache. I can see that.
I mean, I would either go like full beard and keep it trimmed, to match the the length on the sides, but the mustache is getting to a length both down around the mouth and just length of the overall mustache hairs to where I think it's problematic.
Right. Okay. Then that's fair. I'm not great at keeping it up. I also don't grow facial hair fast enough to like transition. Like if I try to grow this, it's going to take like a month.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So like I think the move is to if I eliminated the mustache, I don't think people would think it's as ridiculous with the hair.
Can I see the back of the haircut just one more?
Can. Look at this tail.
No, it's his hair.
You
Hardy.
gotta cut that hair.
You're completely.
You gotta cut the hair.
You're being distracted by the mustache. The mustache is the least of his problems. It's his hair.
Wow.
I completely don't think the mustache is an issue. I actually like your glasses. I think you're a handsome guy too.
The glasses are great. Thank you, Zanny.
You're doing something that like ugly people have to do, like me. You have to spruce up your look.
You're. What was the decision for no hat today? Because we were going to be on the subject?
You wanted to try his new dry shampoo.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
You got that right. That's what I wanted to do. All right. Look, I'm going to go to the... all right, we'll see what's going on with this. All right. Chris Forsberg will join us. We will talk.
He's
mammoth
distracted.
game
He's
tonight.
And Fred's got a big breakfast after the show.
Oh,
that's right.
So you'll go to a breakfast, but you won't come to talk golf.
Well, breakfast is next door, and we'll take an hour total time, including commute.
We were done at Top Golf by 1:30 that day.
And we were a half-hour delay because they put us in the Broken Bay. I thought Hardy had pulled.
Yeah, Hardy was saying 1:30 because it was late. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We'll talk about the Celtics.
It's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
His ability to get to the free throw line, his ability to make 2-on-1 reads.
No,
Smart
for
ass.
sure. I'm not saying. I was
Well,
saying,
no, that's what you were. You were attacking me, but John was
yes,
on the
and then
same page.
John had to butt in with splitting hairs over New Jack Swing.
It's not.
It was during the New Jack Swing
It's not even
era,
close.
but yeah, you're right. It's not.
Well, we have been over this. I got a lot going on, so I will watch these YouTube videos of like the top 100 songs from whatever week in whatever year, usually the 80s or the 90s. And I've said it before, like from, let's just say ages 18 to 26 or 25, I got no idea what was going on in anything. I was pretty much insulated. Which is the happiest, oddly, I've ever been. And so, like, I didn't know what was going on in popular culture, really, which in some ways was great because when I started working nights and stuff, I got to watch Seinfeld for the first time, and it was like, it was tremendous. But there was, I've said it before, that era of R&B that I'm completely unfamiliar with, which is saying something because these are acts that have not, like, people I've never heard of, and I'm, fairly into music, and these are, from my teens and 20s. Like these are, I've at least should have heard of them, and just awful.
Well,
like real bad, like a bad time for music.
Usually, and to back that up, usually you see it, especially nowadays, acts going back out on the road 30 years later. You don't see New Jack Swing artists go back out on the road except for Bobby Brown. He's the only other guy.
It's like kind of post New Jack Swing R&B that was like incredibly that same drum machine sound and like really slow and like that like thing. Oof.
Yeah,
bad.
There were 4 beats. Teddy Riley, looking back on it, there were 4 beats. Teddy Riley invented all 4 of them. All of those songs were some variation of those 4 beats.
Mean about Teddy Riley right now, right?
No,
but they didn't.
Guy's a musical genius the way he invented that stuff.
But
yeah.
they didn't play the videos on MTV. They didn't play the videos on Yo MTV Raps. Like, I don't know how people knew of this music. Like, enough for it to sell enough to be in the top 20. Like, it seems like a very segmented area of music, almost like a real, I guess it's a bad example, but like a thrash metal band that wasn't Metallica had like a top 20 song and you had never heard of the band.
My roommate freshman and sophomore year in college was like into like all of this stuff, and I was always amazed. I'm like, how do you know about this stuff? He was from Kansas.
It's also very insular. It's like confined to 4 years. It never went either direction and hasn't been back since.
Yeah. But you are right. That's a good point. They're not touring. Like, these acts aren't touring because I've never heard of them.
People moved on from it, but they look back on it kind of nostalgia-wise. And it wasn't like they were on Leno or Letterman or Arsenio Hall had Guy on. But the rest of late night, no, there wasn't on.
Can you get the serious folks to think about like a New Jack cruise?
Well, first of all, it's not a serious enterprise, and
whatever.
No, it's a barrel of laughs.
Hey,
311 cruise happening next year as opposed to the 311 day in Las Vegas. They're doing a 311 cruise.
Huh.
What other acts go on the 311 cruise? It can't just all be 311. They need some, you got to have
Cottonmouth Kings for sure.
Funk Junkies.
Oh. Funk Dubious, whatever that
Shooty's Groove.
Yeah, Shooty's Groove. That Mike Muir's group. Shooty's Groove is in the house. Wow. All right. Anyway, we've gone on for 34 minutes without talking about that.
Have we mentioned basketball yet?
No,
not really.
No, because who wants to? But we have to, because listen,
there's a fear of like screwing things up. There's too many things going right for this team right now.
It's funny. That's been the big conversation of like some of our producers called yesterday. Like, did you expect it to go this well? And I think you guys know I was pretty bullish on the fact that I knew there would be rust with Tatum, but you look at the numbers through his first 140 minutes on the court, it's been really good, and they played good competition in that span.
What rust have you seen? I mean, I saw a little bit, the shot was a bit off.
Yeah. So but like his 3-point shot has always been a little bit streaky, so I don't get too worked up about that. I don't think it's any thing to worry about. I thought for sure there would be, in general, there would be some woes as he kind of found his way back. But yeah, like I think you've seen some instances where maybe there's a loose ball and he doesn't dive on the floor yet, and that just comes down to trusting your body and being further removed. And the more reps he gets, the more he'll get back to doing that stuff. But like defensively, he's been great. He rebounds the basketball. I think he knew the other night, when Brown had it going, he was like, he just let him have that floor, and they both ping pong off each other really well, and I knew it would get there. But I wasn't naive enough to think that there wouldn't be some rust, and there just really hasn't been, at least in terms of how good the team has been when that duo is on the floor.
And it's the difference to Jaylen Brown that I'm amazed at, because it's one thing to say it. He was saying all the right things before he got back on the floor, but to actually see it in practice, it's Jaylen Brown's team, and Jason Tatum's kind of slotting in.
I keep pushing back on this. I like there's do you okay? Maybe I'll
wow,
preface this.
A lot of thoughts all at once.
Fred, whose show is this?
I don't know. Not John's.
I think that's we're all well aware of that, Fred. Thank you.
I mean, that was the obvious answer. But you and Hardy share. Like, there's no, this is my show. Like, look, you might think that in your head, but it never manifests itself on the program, right? You guys are out here doing your thing.
No, it's never occurred to me that I've never thought at all about whose show it was. No, it hasn't. It hasn't. No. I never wanted a show with my own
I'm not trying
name
to create drama. What I'm saying is...
No, I never wanted a show with my own name on it. I understand what you're saying exactly.
I think everyone gets so caught up in it. It's we have so much time in media to scrutinize about, like, oh, it's this guy's team and it's that guy's team. And I'm not saying they don't think about it. They might not, like, Jason Tatum might very well think, this is my team. Jaylen Brown might very well think, this is my team. But when you are on the court, the goal is to win, to put up the numbers that you, like, expect to put up. And I don't think they get overly caught up in, like, oh, it's a Jaylen night, I'm going to go sulk or whatever. I just think it's so overblown, and I think what we're seeing is they understand they're both still getting a ton
Hardy
of shots.
on the 90s
They're still being allowed to thrive.
They're throwing it at him.
Well, who wouldn't?
So,
right, go ahead.
So, okay.
And I'm sorry, I blew up your question, but like I just don't think I go back to it. I just don't think there's a need to differentiate whose team it is. You win, everyone wins. Whose team was it in 2024?
I'm not saying they're sulking. It was Tatum's team in 2024. I'm not saying it's sulking. What I'm saying is they slotted in seamlessly to the betterment of the team. I thought that was inherent in my statement. Apparently,
okay, no. I don't mean to attack, but I think I'm defensive because like I've been dealing with these questions on my own programming for a month now, and for me, it just comes down to, I think they both understand at this stage of their career what matters most is winning. And if they win, their legacies are enhanced. It doesn't matter who, like, whether they think it personally or they think it outside, whose team it is.
I think they all do. I think it goes beyond Tatum and Brown. I think a lot of it is Missoula and, whatever dynamic he's created with this entire squad. And maybe he's created this Herb Brooks-like atmosphere. It's like, we've got this crazy guy running things. The rest of us have to kind of keep it together.
Let's all get pissed at him so we can all be friends.
Not even pissed. They're just, fearful of the lunatic, who's in charge of all this. But beyond Tatum and Brown, Derek White is, not so quietly contributing in a way that he would be a premier player on a lot of other teams. You've got obviously Peyton Pritchard, but then you've got all these other, role players who have ascended this year, and no one seems to be particularly selfish about the basketball or all that concerned with getting theirs on any given night. They're all kind of geared toward this team basketball, despite the fact that they've got two legitimate stars out there.
And it was built that way, right? Like, I think Brad, when he went through it as a coach and some of the less desirable seasons where it did matter, like roles and guys and shots, and those seasons were miserable. And I think when he's building this team, and then when you start with two selfless stars, and then Derek White, like you said, Kenny Atkinson comes out I think last week and says he could be a top 5 player in the league, but because of his impact. But he just doesn't care. He just shows up and does his job. He doesn't need the headlines. I'm sure he'd love to have been an all-star and all that. Everyone wants the accolades in some regard, but It doesn't matter to him. He just wants to play his role for a good team. And Peyton Pritchard's the same way. Like in his mind, I'm sure he has this vision of like I can.
Who knows what's in that mind? What that father is.
But that's good though, right? Like you want guys to be irrationally confident, irrationally about like where their standing in the league is. But as long as he does the right things on the court and embraces the team philosophy, it all works out.
Let me ask you, because it seems to me that there's no question that the Celtics are the best team in the East. And when we talk about this with people that cover the NBA, there's this idea that like the Knicks could possibly be because they beat them last year. Are things in your mind going to play out? Are the performance of the teams in the regular season not indicative in any way of how they'll perform in the playoffs, which is basically what these people are saying?
Yeah, no, I think it matters. And I do think, look, I can't unequivocally say that the last time these two teams met in a playoff series, the rosters weren't, obviously the Celtics have made some changes, but like the cores of them remain the same. And like the Celtics have to prove it. They've lost that team twice this year. Both without Tatum, so it's a different equation, and there'll be different wild cards here. But certainly, you can look back at last year, and if the Celtics don't kick away 2 20-point leads, that series is different. But that all being said, like the Knicks dominated that series, so like you can't even. The Celtics have to prove it if they see the Knicks along the way, but the Celtics should feel pretty secure in where they're at, based on the fact that. Like where they've gotten to this season versus like the Knicks, I just kind of feel like haven't made a lot of strides since last year. They're just sort of the same team, and maybe that won't matter. Maybe just Brunson's so good when the game's on the line. And
it's more the matchup, the physicality. I mean, I'm not saying Detroit isn't physical, but specifically for the Knicks, they may not match up against certain teams during the season, and they may have their lulls, which they've certainly had over the last month, but when they played the Celtics, they seem to match up. Karl Anthony Towns goes to a different place when he plays the Celtics, and Jalen Brunson is able to get his offense.
100%. And for me, it comes down to more like Bridges and OG. Like they can get in.
Anunoby, a very good defender on Tatum, especially in that
100%.
series.
So if they are able, if those two play, and if they're knocking down corner threes, and they're also defending to a high level, it adds a complication to that series. Cat, I kind of push back on Cat. I don't feel like he's had great games against the Celtics. But
in that playoff series, he was very effective.
He was better than I'd probably expected in that series. Now, and Brunson is just the wild card. Like, he's really good at the end of games. They've been good at not fouling him. We'll see. If we'll cross that bridge if they see each other in the playoffs. And we'll see how they jockey here, if anyone cares about the 2 seed and how that plays itself out. But I go back to it. The Celtics have the most recent games against physical teams like Oklahoma City and San Antonio, they were much better than they responded to physicality at the start of the year.
All right, 2 quick Forsberg emails before we go.
Let's go.
Number 1.
Are you editing again? You didn't read it before.
Yeah.
Blind reads are even better.
Ben says Forsberg looks like a guy who rolls a few feet of toilet paper from a gas station bathroom and keeps it just in case his nose gets runny. That's what your haircut means to him.
I like it.
And finally, this is a nice one. This is from Jason. My wife owns a hair salon right near his golf course, Tress Salon. She will take care of his hair, and my daughter will shave his mustache because she screams bloody murder when she sees any man with a mustache.
So a lot of people getting free plugs at Chris Forsberg's
I know, right?
expense.
Like at my expense.
Here it comes. Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, everyone watch him in what he's trying to pull off at NBC Sports Boston. As tonight they take on the Golden State Warriors with Draymond Green.
Not much else, by the way.
No, not if you were looking.
No Al, I'm sad.
No Al, no Steph, no Butler.
Maybe Porzingis, maybe.
If you were looking for a show-stopping cavalcade of stars, you were not getting it this evening.
They already did the Al Horford video, though.
They have not.
So is this their first
This was
trip?
supposed to be the first Al night, and
this
then
is the first Al home.
Do they still do the
trip.
video even though he's not playing?
No, wait. But we were supposed to do the Porzingis video when he was coming back with the Hawks, but then he didn't come back with the Hawks, so maybe tonight we get the Porzingis video.
Oh, good.
So we get one video.
Okay.
Break it up.
All right. Well, Chris Forsberg, thank you very, very much.
Thank you. And thank you to the emailers.
That's right. They love you. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Cole Caulfield's goal with 22 seconds left in overtime headed the Canadians a 3-2 win over the Bruins in Montreal last night. Bruins have tonight off. They face Winnipeg at TD Garden tomorrow night. Celtics play Golden State in that building this evening. Grandy and Max at the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. As we just mentioned, Al Horford out with a strained calf muscle. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler not going to play either. Venezuela beat the U.S. 3-2 at the World Baseball Classic final. Red Sox won an exhibition game yesterday, 4-3 from Atlanta. Connolly Early pitches in Tampa today against the Yankees. He's scheduled to face Garrett Cole. And the Sox yesterday signed 36-year-old free agent reliever Tommy
Sub.
friend describes himself in 7 words.
A guy in tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Dutcher and Hardy continues.
Well as Texas. And tonight there's a couple more games. And then it starts in earnest on Thursday. Kendra Middleton will be in. And she sent us quite a dossier of things that she is to talk about. You're on this too, John, the whole Hofstra thing because of the situation with Alabama. I took a flyer on Hofstra. Making it to the Sweet 16.
Oh, 2 wins. Interesting. Now, tonight's first 4 is interesting because Miami of Ohio plays 31-1. Legit, the very last team to make it into the tournament. They play the late game tonight. So I want to see if they can actually win a game in this thing, even though it's against SMU for the right to get beaten in the first round of the tournament. So at least that's somewhat interesting about the games tonight.
Yeah, I never fell in love with this Miami of Ohio team.
Well, no, I mean, that's the thing. They shouldn't have been there. Their schedule was crap. They played in a terrible conference. They just beat everybody. They beat all the bad teams, and then they lost to UMass in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, they didn't beat them by a lot, but they did beat them.
They weren't blowing teams away. They just happened to win all their games.
Who's leading the fan rally for the Hofstra squad?
Hi.
That's the thing is that I
think
know
he traveled for the game.
What, Isaac?
Yeah.
It's in Dayton.
Yeah.
So I'm sure his grandma could.
Yep, that's me.
I'm sure that his grandma would give him the Skylark, let him take it across country. It can't be that far a drive from Long Island to, mid-Ohio. That seems like straight west, right?
Say my name. Say my name. Isaac.
I wonder, because, most of my mentees out there are, very involved in the sports at Hofstra.
Sure.
They're big Wayne Corbett people. And so they're out there, and I'm sure that they're all hyped up. I'm sure the radio station is going 24/7 Hofstra mania.
Say my name. Say my name. Isaac.
When was the last?
Hi.
Have you been in touch over the last 6 months with your mentee?
No.
Oh.
Of course. They're in Tampa. Where I bet you Isaac's mom has property. At least a condo.
Would make sense.
Yeah.
Say my name.
Isaac lives with his grandmother out there by the Hofstra campus.
Hi,
It made
I'm
sense
Isaac.
for everyone. But he does intern in the city at the Fox affiliate, as we've learned.
Mm-hmm.
And he wears full-on military gear. Like he had an Army sweatshirt on, an Army hat on.
Mm-hmm.
He just was head to toe patriotic when I saw him.
My name is Isaac Brendel. Say my name. Isaac.
I think there was some cologne involved as well. If I
Oh, he
remember
wore a
correctly.
lot of cologne.
Yes.
He wore a lot of
You
cologne.
get on the elevator after
All the
Isaac.
samples.
You knew you were on that elevator after Isaac.
Well, his grandmother had all that perfume on, and he had to cover it up somehow. They shared a closet.
Huh.
I don't know if you know the ins and outs of Isaac's life, but he's a public guy, so I can't imagine that he minds
You sure?
me talking about
You
it.
sure it was a Skylark and not a Crown Vic?
To be honest with you, everything with Isaac is just so
Lincoln.
outside the box. Yeah, Lincoln, it's possible. Any of these things, Oldsmobile, Buick, Lincolns, any of it's
Olds
any of it's
88?
possible.
Yeah. Eddie, take it. Fred's right. Choose either one.
It's just, is it going to be a gray fro sticking over the steering wheel, or is it going to be a red thing sticking over the steering wheel?
Yep, that's me.
Go Hofstra.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it would mean a lot to my guys if they got out there and did it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I'm sure Kendra has an opinion on the game.
because she does, as a matter of fact. That's why I brought it up. So and it's in lockstep with yours. So yeah, in order for them to get to the Sweet 16, they'd have to beat Alabama and then Texas Tech or Akron, which is a 12-5.
A lot of people picking Akron in that game.
So Akron Hofstra, that's not insane. I mean, I didn't put a lot of money on it. And I'm sure everyone wants to know what I'm gambling on because of my great success.
Yeah.
Of course, because one, it's interesting, and two, my great success over the football season, where it took the Super Bowl to have any kind of real chance of doing anything. The Super Bowl was one of those things. I mean, maybe that's why I'm so hot on Hofstra. Anything can happen with my Super Bowl. I was knocking everything out of the park. I had defensive touchdowns. I had sacks by guys that never get sacks.
Oh.
I had the whole thing going, baby. I was cooking with gas. I had everything under the sun. All right, Kendra Middleton is here. Our good friend Kendra Middleton. She's back from her European vacation. She was in Portugal for her birthday. So she is back now, and she has agreed to talk to us about the NCAA tournament and her thoughts on this. It's a fun thing to gamble on. It's on all day, if you didn't know. For 4 days in a row, it's on all day.
Jim Lau taking a couple of days off.
He is.
Just so he can sit home and watch.
How about that?
So he's not going. He's just to sit home and watch?
Yeah.
Now he's getting hammered?
Oh, I don't think so. No, you're watching seriously.
Okay.
You just got to unplug, man. You just got to unplug and sit yourself down in the easy chair and watch.
Somewhere Rick's saying, why you got to take work off?
I don't like more responsibility.
Just turn on the out of office and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. You know, the email has a thing where it gets back to you without you having to do nothing.
Auto reply.
All right, very good. Kendra Middleton will be joining us in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more.
Everett Cole. The Sox also yesterday signed 36-year-old free agent reliever Tommy Kahnle to a minor league contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, keeping drains flowing for homes and businesses in the greater Boston area since 1976. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's never changed. It's never changed. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's just never good. It wasn't funny the first time.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sport.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Kendra Middleton, who is the host of many, many things in her life, including the big gambling show there on Saturday mornings. Whatever. Are they calling it finally something after you?
No, not yet.
Demand that, because you are now the only host still standing. She brought in muffins today, but I have to go eat with Bob Bronson from WROR. I have to have breakfast with him after the show today. Yes.
I ate the banana muffin that you provided. It is great.
I'm going to eat it, but I will eat it later today because I have to save myself for Bob Bronson, who called me yesterday to remind me that we are having.
Well, you stood him up the first time. He's a little gun shy.
I forgot. And then I saw he sent me, you'll like this, Hardy. He had sent me a text message that said, hey, you still are, like, before he knew I was gone. It was like at like 10:15. I was still here. He sent me a text message when I was still here. He's like, hey, I'm doing some stuff. Like, you still want to do this?
I
didn't see it.
Know that.
Oh, yeah, I can read it exactly to you if you don't believe me.
That changes things a little bit.
It does.
Well, I felt bad. I didn't feel terrible. It's not like I made him go somewhere and I didn't show up. I didn't stand him up. Like that, I left.
That would have been fun.
No, that would have been bad. I felt bad enough. Hardy called me. He heard my reaction. That was an honest reaction. I was like, oh, S. Like, And now I'm like, and then he called me, and then he was like, well, do you want to do it next week? And since I had stood him up, there's no saying no.
You can't, let's just skip it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I could have said, because I take him out to play golf, so I could have said, because I do spend social time with him. I like Bob. It's not, this has nothing to do with Bob. It's just that I don't want to do anything after the show ever. I don't like it at all. I don't like having to do anything. So this is a real obligation now. It's hanging over my head like a steel
Maybe look
beam.
Look at the menu ahead of time and get a little excited for what you're going to eat.
Oh, that's true. I can. I wonder if they'll have eggs. All right. Kendra Middleton, you sent quite a dossier. Are you excited for is this a big gambling week for you? Are you heavy on the NCAA tournament?
I think it's everyone's favorite time of year for gambling. Personally, I think that this is the least excited I've been for a March Madness, just because last year it feels like the transfer portal and NIL is kind of killing college sports in a way. I know a lot of people are really excited about this. They feel like there's going to be more upsets than last year. I'm just nervous that March Madness as we know it won't be the same anymore, but I'm hoping to be proven wrong.
Okay, so that being said, you mentioned Hofstra. John has mentioned Hofstra. We're aware that weed can get you felony charges, which apparently it can here too, which seems like if you're going to commit a felony, I don't know why it would be on something that is legal.
Well, it's Alabama, that's why.
No, I know, but I guess it's a felony. Believe me, because I complained about the kid getting arrested, and I said when I found out kid got felony charges, I was like, oh my, where they find like 1 million like Uzis and stuff, but it was just a bunch of weed.
He came this close to getting drug trafficking charges,
right? Because he had 2.1 pounds of weed. It turns out,
and it's
which is a lot.
And it's 2.2, which seems kind of random to get drug trafficking charges.
Okay, but
I feel like Bruce Pearl made a phone call.
Well, that seems like he'd be above that with the way he admitted he got his son the job. Do you You know what he said is his defense, as I predicted.
Yeah, I was going to smoke all of it.
Yeah, he said it was for personal use because I bought I bought the story that a pound of weed, you give a kid $1.5 million to play basketball, and he's like, why do I have to go see a dealer once a month when I can just go buy a pound? You probably pay a kid to roll for him, and so I was like, that could be for his personal use. But I guess it was 2 pounds. But anyway, he's not playing. So Hofstra, and that's a 4-13 matchup against Alabama, which isn't ridiculous. It's in Chicago. I'm sure we're going to
chance that they cover the number. Alabama's obviously way more talented than them, but I think people are it's a really popular upset that people are looking at. One, because of the arrest, and two, because Hofstra, I think, is a team that got overlooked heading into this tournament a little bit until this arrest, even though they've been playing good basketball. My big thing that I put together for the show today is actually more of like a guide of how to gamble on March Madness, because I think that that's more beneficial for people. Instead of just sitting here and telling everybody what I like, you can go out there, I'll give you the information, and you can make bets based off of how you feel. Even
You're teaching someone to swim.
Yes, exactly.
Teach
a man to fish.
Yeah, teach a man to fish is the actual phrase, not teach a man to swim. But nonetheless, that she's right, I am wrong. Go ahead.
I think that that's just the easier way to look at it, because even if you haven't watched a singular college basketball game all season, you're going to want to bet on March Madness. I'm sure everyone's going to have this on in the offices, no matter where you work, whether you work from home. Like, this is just that time of year for that. So for the first round, I want people to understand that seeding isn't reality. And my example of that is St. John's. St. John's drew a 5th seed when they easily could have been thrown into a 3 or 4 spot. St. John's is, I think, one of these teams that's kind of been underrated heading into this tournament. So seeding isn't everything. I would say look at teams for pace and defense. If you don't watch college basketball, that's one of the most important things that you can look at.
So you love Michigan State.
I do like Michigan State.
Because the defense and pace is the name of the game. Guard play, another thing.
I was just going to say guard play is another thing to look at. So if you're looking at pace and defense, even though Duke is injured, if they can kind of I think out of all of the 1 seeds, Duke has the hardest ticket to
There's
punch.
No question.
Yeah, Duke has the hardest ticket to punch, and obviously they are injured. So Duke would be one of those teams that when you're looking at the pace and defense thing, that's huge. But remember that they're injured. Arizona, Florida. I don't love Florida just because they're struggling at the wrong time in the season. One of the big things that you talk about heading into March is you want teams to be playing their best basketball before they head into the tournament. And Florida kind of struggled in the SEC tournament, and that's a little bit of a question for me. But when you're looking at numbers, Florida's going to be there. For guard play, look at teams like Purdue, Houston, Michigan State, UConn. Those would be the teams that I would look at. I love Purdue to make a deep run. I have Houston winning it all, actually. I would say stop paying attention to public bias, and that travel definitely matters. First round unders, that's also going to be a huge thing to look at. You have to remember that these are literally kids. Like, these aren't professional athletes. It's a big stage. Teams are getting their feet wet, nerves. Those are all things that matter with, 18 to 22-year-old kids. If you're looking for upsets, the 10-7 matchups are coin flips, in my opinion. And if you really want to look at upsets and those Cinderella type of stories to kind of chase through the tournament, I would say look at the 11-6s and the 12-5s for upsets. Favorites are going to be stronger than ever. Like I said, NIL, transfer portal, all of those things. You have to kind of shop or hunt for value. So even if you're married to a book, I would say look other places for March Madness, because if you're betting in volume, which a lot of people are going to be for the tournament, that minus 105 and that minus 110 are going to be way more important when you're betting a lot of games. And then when we look at the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, I would say look for strong coaching. That matters way more in these matchups because the talent kind of shrinks once you get into a Sweet 16 and Elite 8. So coaching matters way more in those situations. And if you've never used KenPom.com, it's going to be your best friend through this tournament. KenPom is an amazing website to kind of look at all of the rankings of college basketball throughout the season.
What's it called?
KenPom. KenPom.com. It'll give you kind of just a cheat
What a
sheet.
wonderfully named thing.
Yeah, I'm never going there.
It just uses a lot of advanced metrics to rank the teams.
Yep, I know. So I'm not a huge number person either. I'm more of a vibe person, but I think it is important to kind of, if you really, really care about your bets for March Madness, that is a tool that you can use. Another thing that I think people take way too much into consideration is betting their bracket. Don't bet your bracket. Your bracket is just throw at the wall for $1 million, fun, something to talk about with your coworkers. Don't just follow your bracket for betting because they're not the same. And if you have a favorite to make a Final Four appearance in the tournament, bet those numbers early because those numbers do not get better as the pool shrinks.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I would say if you have someone that you like, get the number now because it's not going to get any better. And then my teams to watch for value, obviously, are going to be St. John's. If Arkansas can cover this kind of double-digit number that they have in this first round, just because they played Sunday, I think that they're probably a little bit tired, but they're playing really good basketball right now and arguably have, one of the best teams in the country right now. And I don't think a lot of people are looking at Arkansas. That's a good value team. UCLA, I think Wisconsin's playing really good basketball. And for a solid future, like I said, I really like Purdue. My teams to fade are going to be UNC, just not a UNC year, injured, haven't had a great season. Texas Tech got some injuries. Michigan and Florida are the 2 1 seeds that Michigan's not playing their best basketball right now, and neither is Florida, but a lot of people really love them. Michigan's season was just a little too all over the place for me to fall in love with them as a 1 seed. And then injuries to look at, I would say obviously Duke, one of the Caleb Foster situation out. Ngagba probably not going to play unless they make a Final Four situation. North Carolina, like I said, Texas Tech, and then Clemson, another injured team to watch out for.
Yeah, a lot of people have Iowa State coming out of that Michigan bracket.
Yeah.
My first and only bet so far is I'm taking Howard plus 31.5 in their opening game against Michigan. 31.5 points. Come on.
I agree. All of these big numbers. In first rounds, I would say unders. And if you're looking at Michigan, if you're looking at Duke, if you're looking at any of these 1 seeds that just have these massive spreads, like I said, these are college kids. And as good as some of these teams are, as much money as these teams have spent on the NIL, it's still a big stage. It's still nerves. A lot of these kids are so young. I like betting underdogs with big spreads, and I think that that's a good way to look at it.
So something that has happened over the years, and maybe this is just because I haven't won many of them, but the 12-5 matchups for back before gambling became such a prevalent thing, and it's everybody was gambling on all these games, and it was still kind of a niche thing. People love the 12-5 upset.
Yeah,
I almost feel like the tournament deciders and the seeding people started paying attention to that and making the 12-5s not so closely matched. Like maybe the 5 seeds.
That's why St. John's wound up getting a 5 seed.
Like 5 seeds are a little better than that. 12 seeds aren't quite as good as 12s. Now, again, maybe this is me pushing back on some of the stuff that hasn't seemed to come to fruition in recent years. But do you think there's any validity to that?
I just think that the tournament's changed. Like I said, I think NIL has kind of ruined everything. I would say if you don't love the 12-5, like I said, the 11-6 might be the new 12-5.
Right. A lot of people are saying that's some very smart people.
Some of the smartest.
Hofstra, by the way, according to Ken Palm, at 87 in the Ken Palm. All right.
Mean? And where is
it means plenty.
They rank all. So this is Ken Palm.
By
they rank
strength
all
of fans'
the
grandmothers
through their season,
which is what Isaac is. Isaac is all about. Yes.
Hey there.
LIU is the lowest in the Ken Palm at 216. They must have won their tournament or something.
Yes.
I will
Big
say
Ken
too.
Palm number.
They won Bryant's old conference.
Another thing that I personally am going to do through this tournament, I bet my Final Four futures back in February just because like I said, like the NIL thing has made me real.
And you have?
I have Arizona, Houston, and Duke. I left Michigan out.
Okay, who's your fourth one?
I didn't. I only put
just
those
the three.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, those were the futures that I put in. But what I would do personally is go day to day. Don't sit here and bet, all of your team's days in advance. I think that it's best to take it. You put your, like for today, I put my bets in for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll put my bets in for Friday. Like that's how I will personally be doing this tournament. It's a grind for sure, but there is so much money to be made in March Madness because everybody's just sitting there watching the TV all day long. So I feel like the other thing to look to, once we get to the Sweet 16, that's when you want to start fading the lucky teams. We see it all the time. Like the Peacocks, like what was it, 2022? Like that, they made a Sweet 16. And
your luck runs out after 2 games.
Yep, because like I said, that talent pool just shrinks so quickly.
Okay.
I like that.
But do you still like Duke coming out of that DC bracket?
I think just because Duke is Duke, they have the money that they do, even though they have the injuries. the guys down their bench are better than even some of the starters on a lot of the teams that they're going to face. I think just because of the talent that they have, they will still make a Final Four. But I do worry that they are probably that 1 seed just because of their path that might have a little bit of a stumble early.
Okay. Do you like UConn?
I love UConn.
Okay, you do like UConn.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I mean, and I get that. I don't think UConn's going to go on like any kind of crazy run, but when I brought out the guard play is one of the biggest things that you want to watch, and UConn's one of those teams that has really good guard play, and that matters in the month of March.
Okay.
Do you like both the UConn men and women to make the championship game?
So
our friends at Jordan's are going to have to give away all that furniture?
I've been talking about that on my show. I don't love the men's chances, but I do have UConn women's winning in my women's bracket.
Your thoughts of bald guys with ponytails? Like the Jordan's furniture guy.
Elliot.
I did not.
Elliot.
Is that a thing? I have no idea what he looks
Has
like.
been. Yeah.
Well,
I need to look
You
him
ever
up
look
now.
at the TV set? You ever see a
How many
Jordan's television
commercials?
commercial?
Come
They
on.
play him during sporting events.
Well, I mean, I'm so ADHD.
He's got a dog.
Oh, I didn't even know that either.
It's incredibly cute.
Oh, wow, he is bald with a ponytail.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he is.
I think at some point, no offense, you got to just let it go.
But it's his signature look. He
Shows
is-
what you know.
That's true. It is a signature
You want him
look.
to shave it off after all these years?
No, he's not doing it. Don't
Come
worry.
on.
Don't worry.
At what point do you, respectfully, what point do you just let it go?
Never. I mean, it's.
You hold on for
It's
do you
his
dead
meal
Yes.
I like Elliot's look better than I like Chris Forsberg's. I'll
Have you
say
seen
that
what
much.
Chris Forsberg looks like?
I love Chris Forsberg. I love that
I
he's
love
like
him
weird
too.
and different. That's my favorite thing about him.
But
The hair?
But
I love it.
But the analogy I
where you're
made
from.
is he looks like a small town wrestling team's attempt at team unity. Like his haircut looks like what-
Forsberg's the man.
Okay, but it looks like what a small town Iowa school's wrestling team would
Here
do.
you are advocating for signature looks, and you can't respect this man's signature look.
Because it's not his signature look. It's the look of a high school small town wrestling team that wants to all look uniform and have fun haircuts.
It looks like a low-budget 80s movie version of a bad guy. Take the glasses off. We're going to give this guy a mullet and a mustache, and he's going to be the ne'er-do-well.
Yeah, and not like of a Russian crime syndicate, but of like a high school.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Like a high school of the performing arts. He would be like the biggest bully there.
By the way, Paul Perillo texted immediately when we were talking about that. The character from Vision Quest is Cooch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was the guy with the mohawk.
Well done.
All right, very good. He was a good friend, from what I recall from that movie.
Yeah, he was.
All right, Kendra Middleton is going to stay around. Have you got emails and things for the next segment?
I have a DM story that came to fruition around 1 a.m. when I got home last night.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Well, I like that. DMs are, I would take it, more interesting than your email.
Yes. I don't get emails from...
Especially the 1 a.m. DMs.
Yeah.
I think that you guys are... It's not going to be what you expect. That's what I'll say.
How many DMs do you get a day?
60?
And out of them, how many are from gentlemen like sweating you?
Actually, I probably, between like all of the apps, probably closer to 100. I would say maybe like 4 or 5. It depends what I post that day, to be honest.
Okay. No, that's not bad.
No.
4 or 5. Out of 100?
Yeah.
I guess you take the 100.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess that. All right. It's the price of doing business. All right, Kendra Middleton's going to stick around. We'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
You know, they were handing out gold medals last night at the World Baseball.
We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Oh.
All right.
Marty just walked into
We are Toucher and Hardy. If you would like to email us, it's as simple as going to 985thesportshub.com to find our email addresses. If you'd like to follow us and see the things like the Thuppet video, which, by the way, we are trying. Now, we have people putting in theme songs for the Thuppets. Have you heard any of these, Kendra?
No, but I loved the Thuppets video you guys have put out so far. I love the Eagle. I think they're very creative and very well done. I very much enjoy them.
Oh, you haven't heard this hit?
John's been married once before. Yeah, that one ended in divorce. Fred just laughs across the mic. Yet mine did too. Welcome to life. John dreamed he'd call the Celtics game the Pocket Floor in Band of Fame, but they picked Drew Carter instead. Fred got divorced, John did too, but Drew calls the Celtics not John.
That's a big...
Okay, I like the end. Yeah. The end was kind of good.
Everyone enjoys the end.
Yeah.
All right, this is from Joseph. Stallone bit, you guys got everything wrong.
I already replied to this guy, but go ahead and read it.
Okay, you reply to everyone.
No, I do not. Only this guy who I kind of hate.
Okay, I couldn't listen to your Stallone take. It was so factually incorrect. I needed to provide some clarity as it made me physically angry listening to you both. The partner in Cobra was not in Bad Boys. I never claimed that.
Stop. The partner in Cobra is played by Rennie Santoni, and he played Raymond or Ramon Herrera in 1983's Bad Boys.
Oh, he's thinking of the Will Smith movie.
I don't care what he's thinking of, but he starts off by saying, you guys are so wrong, So he was in Bad Boys, and he played Gonzalez in Cobra. So I replied to Joseph. I said, so, of course, I ignored the rest of your email, and I suggest you do the same. He got the first thing wrong. I love it when somebody corrects you, and they're wrong. So, no, you're wrong.
Doesn't sound like you like it at all, let alone love it.
You're wrong. So whatever else you have to say is inconsequential to me.
Well, he makes the bold statement of, I got no idea what he's talking about. It's just a collection of words. Paradise Alley was an amazing movie, and it was an allegory to Dante's Inferno.
Shut up.
What the hell did we talk? What's Paradise Alley? I don't even know what he's talking about.
I don't. Is that a Stallone movie? I don't think it is.
It must have been something he was rattling off with the IMDb. But I don't think anyone had anything to say with it. Nighthawks was a great Billy D. Williams vehicle.
Okay.
With Stallone that focused on real world events. Okay. How is this have anything to do with
We didn't see it.
Escape to Victory was an all-time great movie, period.
Easy.
No, I don't think so. I saw that movie. Nope.
Beverly Hills Cop. Boy, you got this wrong. Stallone was indeed brought on to star in Beverly Hills Cop. He indeed wanted to make many rewrites to make it darker.
Right.
When this was ignored, he optioned the rights to the book Cobra was based on and entirely rewrote the book into his version of Beverly Hills Cop and requested the author give him the credits to the book.
So didn't you say he passed up Beverly Hills Cop to do Cobra?
Yeah.
And isn't that kind of what he just said?
He said Stallone was indeed brought on to star in Beverly
Which
Hills
we
Cop.
talked about.
No, but I just assumed he was agreeing with us.
Okay.
He indeed wanted to make many rewrites to make it darker. Yes, we said that.
Said that too, right.
When this was ignored, he optioned the rights to the book Cobra was based on. I don't understand.
I don't get that.
It doesn't seem like he could be that upset because I don't understand.
I don't get it.
By the way, 2.2 pounds is a kilo.
Oh, so that's the
2.2
reason. Okay,
pounds.
very good.
Oh, and just a quick look at the movie Escape to Victory or Victory, as I knew it.
Yep.
Stanley Kaufman of the New Republic wrote that the movie wavers between insulting and uproariously stupid. Leonard Maltin agreed. Only the rightly celebrated soccer scenes redeemed this silly bore.
Yeah, Lenny
so that's
Malt.
your legitimately great movie.
Yeah, I remember Lenny Malt talking about that.
Yeah.
He went in guns blazing. He did not like that film.
Look,
my man Lenny Malt was
Yeah.
listen. What he lacked in stature, he more than he made up for with opinion.
you don't run well. You don't dribble well. But you are a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, with compliments like that, who needs enemies?
Where do I stand on a goal kick?
All right, enough. Email bit is powered
more.
by Jeffrey
More, John.
Glassman Injury Lawyers, especially that non-discriminate voice you were doing. Email bit is powered by
Me or
Jeffrey
John?
Glassman.
Because mine was a spot-on
No,
Pele.
I understood what you were going for. I have
Thank
no
you.
idea what John was going for based on the people in the movie.
Me neither.
I've never seen the movie.
That was Stallone. Sorry, that was bad Stallone.
Whoa.
Very
Are
bad
you,
Stallone.
well, you are deaf. Email bit is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Well, it took science, wackadoo science, to get your ears both hearing the same thing. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens.
No argument there.
Yeah, back 100 years ago, you would have been rightly deaf.
Frankenbird over there.
Yeah, sometimes science needs to stop for the good of humanity. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. This is Kendra, despite her not even dealing with the point in gaslighting us about her love of Forsberg, despite the conversation being solely on his aesthetic. Mitch says, I really enjoyed the haircut intervention you did with Forsberg. And then it gets to John.
Whoa.
Can we do an eyeglass frame intervention with John? It looks like he chose those military issue glasses. That's the vision plan that the vision plan pays for. How about some hip clear frames or maybe a splash of color? You're in the entertainment biz, John. Look the part.
This is actually purple, if I remember correctly.
It's blue.
Blue, purple. The point is, it's not like gunmetal. It's not like very plain. There's nothing wrong with these frames. These frames are fine.
He's playing the part. If they're military issue, he is the eagle.
That's true. It is all American. I'm following what she's saying.
And they're blue.
That's true. And he's white.
Boom.
Right.
Well done.
Where's
everybody?
the red?
On his hat.
And my bottom. When I've been spanked.
Patriot.
I got blue and white on. Now it's just time for you to make the red. I will lean over your legs and allow you to take over. All right.
What about the DM she got? That's what I want to know. At 1 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear about that.
Okay.
Thank you, Jonathan.
So I share my DMs that are insane. The pictures that people send me with Fred every time I come in here when I get a crazy one because he really enjoys them.
I do.
Do you remember maybe a year ago now, the one that I shared with you, there was a naked man upside down on his forearms in a public bathroom?
I don't remember that.
Okay, I can remind
I
you.
don't know
I
if you
have
so
it.
said
I
it
have
to
it
me.
saved in a folder
Okay.
if you would like to see it
Oh, of
again.
course I would.
However, this man's girlfriend found out that he was sending photos like that to people maybe 6 months ago or so, and told his employer. He since blocked me. Last night, I'm scrolling around 1 o'clock in the morning when I got home and see a mutual friend of mine who is also a woman in sports posting a photo of the same guy in a thong and a push-up bra flexing for the camera.
Hold on.
Blind Scott?
No.
Okay.
But he's back, but he blocked me from seeing him, and he has new victims now.
Okay, now what is he after?
Being humiliated.
Okay.
It's a kink.
All right.
But now I have seen this man in a bra, thong and underwear, and upside down, weighing out in a public bathroom.
Okay, so he wants you to make fun of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just,
But
yeah.
because I got him fired and told his girlfriend and sent her all the pictures he'd been sending me, specifically the upside down bathroom weighing out one.
Well, he didn't like that.
He moved on.
No, he wanted to keep his
He
job.
moved on.
I don't know. Isn't that the ultimate humiliation? I mean,
Yeah, it's tough to top that,
No,
actually.
I can't
I
believe I
would
got
say
fired over
his
this.
glute routine, like he's got a shelf. I need the leg day plan because
Ooh.
that's impressive.
Kind of looks like
That's
George.
a shelf.
It's like, I don't know. See, we've been over this before. I don't know whether or not to look at this stuff and go, wow, like I'm a much better person than I thought I was. Or to look at it and go, like, how many people are doing this? Like, is someone in this building right now, someone who in their own free
How
time
many
is
people
doing
do I
this?
run into every day do this in their spare time?
Because I told you about the prostitution thing. Like, I had no idea, like, how prevalent that was. Because I really I can't do it. And it's my own insecurities more than anything else. It's just that I know that the woman would be miserable the whole time she was with me.
Are you talking about like the brothels where guys were going on a regular basis?
Well, I'm just talking about like the whole like prostitution business. Like no matter where you are, it's like a huge business. It's not even like
the oldest, oldest
like,
industry in the world.
Yeah, like there was a place in Watertown that like real rich dudes were going and like got busted. Like people in government and stuff. So like I had no idea. And I don't know how. I wonder if this is a function of social media creating these kind of kinks, like the need to be humiliated, or did this always exist and this is just a vehicle of which to express it?
I'm sure that there are things that are fueled by that because there's probably things that people didn't know they were into until they saw them online type of thing and knew that that was an option. I think that probably
So
feeds
you're very
into
pro
it.
censorship, I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
So some things should be banned.
No. I mean, I'm very, if both parties are consenting, I don't care.
I know the older I get, there are some subsets of porn scenarios I see that maybe shouldn't be legal.
Like, I'm sure, here's the thing, like, I'm sure that when you were a kid, like, what you liked changed because you grew and you learned more. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more you learn over time, you like different things. I don't know.
No, you try some of those things and you find out, no, I actually don't like that.
Yeah,
I like the idea of
No,
it.
to be honest with you, nothing's changed at all.
You have the same proclivities now you did when you were 15?
I am extraordinarily boring. Extraordinarily boring. Devil's threesome is not anything that I've ever participated in. I don't want that.
Cocaine, Jägermeister, and video poker? You should try it.
I'm sure I have. No, I haven't ever taken cocaine. I wish I did. I kind of always feel lame when I said I've never done cocaine.
That's the devil's threesome.
That's the Hardy Devil's three-way. Well, I told you about my bachelor party. So I had my bachelor party in Las Vegas. Hardy
As
used
one
to live
does.
there.
If my partner wanted to have their bachelor party in Vegas, I'd be like, that's over.
I didn't do anything really bad except throw up on a stripper. But so Atlanta, Detroit, and my college were all represented. Like people who had never met each other all came in. I probably had 15 guys in Vegas.
Okay.
Believe it or not, at one point I knew 15 men. And
actual friends.
He paid them all.
Well, yeah, I had to pay their way out there. I mean, I was 30 years old. I had all the money in the world.
Yeah.
And so they come out, and me and two of my friends who had never met until that very day are all drunk, and we're walking through the casino. We're staying at the Palms, and we're walking, and this very attractive young woman comes up to us and starts talking. Okay, this is a prostitute. So my two friends go, oh, let's continue this conversation up into the room. And I went, okay, I'll go to the bar and I'll go up later. We had one of those sweet rooms with like the stripper pole in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it was so cool. Looking back, I was such a cool guy. And so I let whatever amount of time seemed appropriate go by. And I go upstairs, and my two friends who had never met until that day were both nude in front of each other with this young lady. They were both...
they went to Paris.
Indeed.
Ah.
Indeed. It was the Eiffel Tower. And they were, and I walked in and I went, oh, Jesus, how long is this going to take? I mean, it's
not long.
No, it took a long time. I was down at that. Unless they chatted, I don't know, because it wasn't like they were in postcoital bliss. They were in the middle of whatever they were doing.
Wow.
And then I had to turn around and leave. I didn't enjoy it.
I was at the Ghost Bar at the Palms once with a couple of friends of mine who were in town, and they wanted to go up there. I'm like, fine, we'll go up there and like have a drink. And a girl comes up to us, this really cute girl, like a white Oxford and a khaki skirt.
Your type.
Right? But she came up to our table. She's like, how are you guys doing? What are you doing? And I looked at her because I had lived there for a few years, and I said, we're local and we don't have any money. She's like, well, you're rude. I'm going to go back to the bar, and if you want to talk to me, I'll be over there. And my friends were like, what are you doing? I said, she's a hooker.
What rubes were you hanging out with? My friends knew it was a hooker.
But I would say, to their credit or her credit, looked nothing like, she's like, she didn't look like. I said, they don't swing a purse strap and chomp gum anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They look like a girl you would, want to talk to.
How about this? Hot girls don't walk up to guys.
And I said, we're all in our 30s, like sitting here, and this girl's like maybe 24. And no, she's not coming up to talk to us.
Because you're older and she knows that you have money.
That's how you know
Ringo.
something's amiss. She came over here and talked to us.
Well, that's
red flag number one.
Right, like, yeah, we didn't, like, discuss it among ourselves, this is a prostitute. Like, there was no conversation. The two of them just were like, hey, you want to go up to the room? And she was like, yeah. And I went, okay, I'm going to go to the bar. Like, there was no, like, and you know what's funny is that it's just the power of suggestion, but it sounds exactly like what the girl who came up to us was wearing. Like, that's sort of that same thing.
Yeah.
Like, conservatively dressed.
Yeah.
Like, not, like, strippery, but, like more cute than, like, beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, look.
Wallach, you got any emails?
Not pertaining to that. Nothing I can follow that up with.
Yeah, John's got nothing. That's just a bunch of hate. All right. People telling him to get off the air. All right. Kendra, happy birthday.
Thank you. Love you guys. Good to see you.
Happy birthday. And I'm very proud of your traveling.
Thank you.
I really am. You know, she's going to Africa.
Yes, I just found that
Why
out.
not?
Yes.
Why?
I have spent humbly a decent amount of time in Europe over the last couple of years. The only thing that I've done outside of Europe was the Bahamas and Costa Rica, and I'm craving a more unique experience.
I actually think it's very admirable of her. I think that she's very brave.
We're
to go to all these places.
we're self-safarying all of
Yeah.
Namibia, me and my girlfriend.
That sounds like a very Florida thing of you to try. To drive yourself through the wilderness. It's just going to be like any place in Jacksonville.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly. All right.
With more animals and cats.
That's right. For you to run over. All right, Kendra, how do people get in touch with you?
You can find me everywhere at Kendra Middleton, and you can follow me on Action Network for all of my tournament stuff. Feel free to tweet me any of your questions or anything you want to talk about for the tournament. I'd love to chat with you guys, and I'll see you on Saturday, and I'm here with McCarthy on Sunday.
All right. In 14 minutes, I get to go have breakfast with a guy. So
Cool.
we'll have that going for me.
Jealous.
See, sometimes you learn in life you like new things.
Yeah. I don't like this.
Not unless you psych yourself out of it before you get there.
Yeah,
It's fine. Once I'm there, it's fine.
He's going to try eggs. You can't wait.
Exactly. I wonder if they fold it over with stuff in it. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sport. Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show?
Ready?
It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
All right, we are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what's going on?
We're celebrating the 30th anniversary of a certain song, Adam 12. You're wondering how a song like this comes to fruition. Well, as it turns out, in a recent interview, 311 said, "We played the guitar riff for our drug dealer, and he really liked it."
Get out of here. I told you when I was in high school, my friends had that like Grassroots VHS tape, and it was the corniest thing, and we would like just sit around and watch it and laugh at it. They were so proud that they smoked weed. They were so proud.
There was a certain patch that Nick Hicksom had on his guitar rack called Alice. It was named after Alice in Chains. I loved that patch where you're listening to all this different stuff, and I remember asking her,
how'd you find Alice in Chains?
I remember I had the riff, and it's obviously very harsh. So I asked our weed dealer, I said, "Do you like it better with the effect on or off?" He was like, "Oh, leave the effect on." I just remember him confirming the choice.
Chili.
Chill.
Sorry, wrong chill.
It works, though.
It does work. Play the beginning and then just play him.
Chili.
Yeah.
Come on, you can do it. 12 live mix.
Come on, get with it. Come on. Come on, dance. See, you made it 100 times better. You could have been a remix. Yeah, that's that. I mean, they had something to be ashamed of. I got to be honest with you. That video was really stupid. Even the video for that song was really dumb. They're like meditating and then they start levitating.
Just because you don't understand it.
What did I get wrong?
Everything. Like the emailer said, we got everything wrong about. He emailed me back. No, I'm the a-hole. We had a generational divide here, and I assumed you meant the delightful Martin Lawrence vehicle, Bad Boys from 1995. Not the Sean Penn movie I'd never heard of from 1983, Egg on My Face.
There you go.
See, Joe, now we can be friends again.
But it is it's a life lesson in that maybe your first reaction shouldn't be to lash out.
Mine?
No, not you, him.
Good.
No, I don't need you stopping. I don't need you thinking about things before you lash out. That would be boring.
Yeah.
But the thing is that God is in the pause.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I like that. Good for you.
Well done.
Take that with you and put it in your back pocket as you go throughout your day.
Holy cow.
That's right, Chili Guy. You live that way. You live that way. For all I know, you're still alive. Who knows that? No one reputable told me you were dead.
I'm gonna make a little framed photo. God is in the paws, and it's gonna be my dog resting on her front paws like that.
Oh, Fred has to go. Bob's hovering outside. He's got to go.
Shut up. I forgot about it for a second.
Have fun, Fred.
Get the French toast.
Once I'm there, it's fine. It's just I don't want to go. All right. Very good. All right. That'll do it for us. Have a good day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.